Oh, someone's got sound on.
All right.
Oh, everyone looks.
Make sure
Who's
it's not
got
me.
the sound?
Echo.
Not me.
How's everybody going in the chat? Everybody going on the panel here? I see everybody coming on in. I appreciate that. Hey, so 113. You were going to say something right before we went live here. Was it something for everybody, or you
I just like dude's background.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's in the studio tonight.
In the studio.
Yeah.
I'm directing myself towards the east wall because the rest of the garage looks even worse than it did on Saturday. So
I love that when you go to clean and at some point you look around, you're like, it's worse.
yeah. So I'm doing the full clean because I'm tired of looking at it. So I'm like pulling out all the benches and pulling all the toolboxes out, finding things I haven't seen in 3 years, and actually putting everything away and realizing I have entirely too many tools, if that's such a thing.
No, it's not a thing.
No.
What's up, Tim Windsor? What's up, Junker Clunkers? Dancing along with Reynolds. Bubba Ayers. What's up, buddy? And then 815. Hope you get to feeling better, bud.
Yeah.
You better knock that shit out in the next 20-some days there, bud.
26 days? Is it 27 days?
I don't know.
I would hope
I've
so.
stopped counting how many days it is until I leave and started counting how many more work days I have until I leave.
Oh, shit.
Probably the better way to do it.
Well,
24 days.
Yeah. Let's see. Where are we at? 24 days. Yep. That's what I got too.
Non-work days don't count.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So none of them then?
Yeah. They actually are making me do like real work at work.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
I'm like, you guys realize I have 7 working days left.
They're like, we're going to try to get some real work out of this guy.
Well, no, but they're having me do like going through and reviewing aircraft logbooks and stuff and like the important stuff. And I'm like, I'm not gonna lie to you, my head not in the game, bud. Like,
They could die.
well, I mean, I'm not looking at anything that's quite like life or death, but
It's fine.
it is definitely not non-consequential for stuff that I'm looking at. And I'm just like,
Who is it consequential to?
somebody will have to redo it if I was to fuck it up.
Oh, that seems like a learning experience for them.
Yeah. Their learning experiences don't give a guy work who's about to leave.
Well, no matter how well you did, when you leave, a bunch of stuff's going to get blamed on you.
Yeah.
Oh, facts.
Always.
Facts.
It's always the other guy that isn't here no more.
Yeah,
Exactly.
totally. You're not wrong.
It's the number one person to blame.
So has gas started to come down where you guys are yet?
No.
Yeah.
So mine has just stopped going up. I hear
Yes.
the price of crude is like tanked and it's coming way down. But it's
Oh,
funny, as it was shooting up, them gas prices were hot on it. But as it's coming back down, it's just like,
Not so quick.
we'll get around to it. It's not a problem, right?
Hey, I'm just
I
enjoying
hope they
the
keep coming down.
craziness. I'm enjoying the craziness of all the people either stealing gas or now hoarding gas because they think the prices are going to skyrocket again. I don't know. There's a lot of crazy stories out there.
Yo,
Supposed to be
seriously,
hoarding gas? I'm filling up all these motorcycles.
who wants to hoard gas right now?
Yeah.
Wait till it comes
There's
down. And then hoard.
People doing it because it's down because it's going to go to $8 a gallon.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I have been hearing people say that.
Yep, they're putting it in plastic totes and putting lids on that crap.
Guatemala. Yeah, no, I'm not
It's not going
going
to blow up
there.
at all.
It's fine.
That's barely an inconvenience. It's a little old natural selection right there. It'll buff itself out nicely.
I mean, I just bought a whole bag of trash bags for the shop.
What's up,
Last
CP?
night. I think I'll just go
How's it
fill
going,
those
brother?
up.
Oh,
Hey,
I'm
CP.
like, this was going to get weird when we talked about natural selection and then garbage bags. I was like, whoa.
Whoa.
Talk about how big my trash bags are.
Yeah.
There's a whole person in them.
I mean,
Person size.
why?
Well,
why
the El
wouldn't they?
Camino has a full tank of gas, so I figure I'll pump that gas out of that and put it in the
Me too,
Volvo
does.
when it's just, here.
I was reading some of these stories. These guys are going around and drilling holes in the bottom of gas tanks.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh,
Which-
that's super common around here all the time.
I'm like, Jesus, dude. I mean, not only did you steal the gas, but now my car's ruined. What a dick.
Yeah.
So I park in a parking ramp where this little man drives this 90s Chevy pickup. And I remember the night he comes out to his truck, he fires it up, he goes down the parking ramp, it dies on him. And then he comes to a stop and realizes somebody climbed under his truck, and any truck that they could get enough height
Yep.
They'd punch a hole in the tank, let her drain into a bucket, and leave with the gas.
Yep.
And he couldn't leave the parking ramp because now his truck didn't run and he couldn't put gas in it.
Yeah. What was it? Was you that sent me the one about the guys were stealing from the gas stations?
Yep. So they were cutting a hole in the bottom of a minivan and then putting it down inside the actual fill and pumping the fuel back out.
Holy mackerel.
Pretty clever. They did it in broad daylight on camera.
Yeah.
Several times too.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's like a copycat here in North Carolina, or maybe it was the same person. I don't know.
Hey guys.
What is going on over there?
He's actually outside.
Yeah, it's actually finally warming up around here.
Yeah,
I thought it was just a really good green screen.
I thought it was a green screen for a second too.
If he would have been sitting down, I'd 100% thought that.
It's like he's got a green screen game on.
I was going to sit down on the charger.
Cletus,
that's
good news. I got my TikTok live privilege back because I got friends in high places.
oh really?
You get mine back too?
Oh, can you talk to those friends for Cletus?
Actually, you do too now, because dudes could probably pull some strings for you and reach out with something.
So more like high friends in places. Okay.
Like, yeah, dudes, do you have a guy? Do you have a TikTok guy now?
Well, I don't know how many of you guys, but my buddy has he's a retired Master Chief, and he's got like a couple 100,000 followers, and he's like, he heard about my situation, like, oh yeah, I'll reach out to my guy, and I was like, you have a guy? It's like,
Over 100,000, you get a guy.
Yeah, I've heard that for YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm nowhere close to it.
What did they get you for?
Exactly what he's doing right
I
now.
didn't hear that. Oh, really? Smoking?
they said, yeah, I was smoking a cigar. They was doing cigars in cars.
Yep.
And somebody hit me up for illegal substances. I was like, are you serious? What the hell?
Might be
I didn't hear
Cuban.
about that, yeah.
Smoking that left-handed cigar.
Cubans aren't illegal anymore.
They're not?
No.
That shows what I know
They
about
haven't been for a
cigars.
while, have they?
I was going to say they ended the embargo when Obama was.
I don't.
11 or 12? Which one? What was one?
My
No,
cigar
it was
smoking
later.
aficionado magazine stopped coming. I don't.
Really need to up on that there, bud.
Yeah. I think you can renew that online.
You know, I used
Yeah.
to smoke cigars until I got age onset asthma, and then I try to die when I smoke one now. So
I've
That
never
sounds like
been a
fun,
cigar
dudes.
guy.
Yeah, don't do that.
Cigars have never been my deal.
It's a weird excuse.
that's, I mean,
That's a weird,
breathing.
weird flex, dudes.
I mean, who needs to breathe? I mean, that's optional.
So I'm
Are
hopping
you
on for a
driving
little
the Charger
bit,
or
but
the
then I have
Mustang?
to drive home. So I'm just waiting for the kids right now, and then I'll hop on when I get home.
I was gonna say, is there someone in the back of that Charger right there, bud?
Shush.
Yeah, that's my son.
It's a body.
He's
All of a
he's on
sudden, I
his
see.
phone.
All of a sudden, I see something move. I'm like, what is going on in there? Oh, yep, heads up.
This is the best interactive green screen I've ever seen.
So real.
That's a heck of a up game there.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to see something really interactive, if I walk down there, I'll probably slip on the ice and go down. That'll be
I was gonna say,
entertaining.
That,
Oh,
that
that's
might
a
be nice.
camera.
Just
Let's
let me
do
know
it.
before you start walking. I'll put you on
That's a
full
snowbank over your shoulder right there, right?
Oh yeah, you bet. Here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know, it's
I do have
73
to-
degrees Fahrenheit today.
Oh,
I walked away. I do have to address something, Mongrels. So I saw your preview on Mustang or Charger.
yeah.
Do we get to know about that, or is that
I might be letting some more details out as
Alright.
as the time goes on.
because I don't think anybody's going to vote Charger? Just so you know.
I did,
Cletus did.
Yeah.
but I know how
There.
comfortable them Chargers are. They're super comfortable.
Yes, they are.
Well, I
Just
said,
saying,
I commented.
You're playing with fire.
I said epicness, you need to pick the Mustang, obviously. But if you want to guarantee you come home, you're going to take the Charger.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Well-
too. It's just not that the Mustang's super cool. Don't get me wrong. It's just that Charger is so comfortable. One of the most
It
comfortable
is.
cars I've ever been in.
Oh yeah, they're very comfy. That's why I drive one. And plus, like you said, Hemi, that
Oh,
still
yeah,
makes it
yeah,
enjoyable.
Yeah.
And all-wheel drive.
And
so-
all-wheel drive, yeah.
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 Uh-oh.
The Mustang.
Yeah, and that is a
about
trip that you could relatively run through any option of weather from there and back. And yeah.
Bubba
Oh,
about to
low
get
power
that
mode. I'm gonna have to
engine
go
going.
soon, no matter what.
Oh.
Bubba, why don't you get that engine going and come over here in the week of April 11th and
There you go.
come hang out?
Yeah.
Pretty cool truck to find. Let's see. We can park it right beside the Volvo and let's vote and see who thinks which one's the best.
I don't know why you do that. I don't know why you do that to yourself.
I was about to say, if anybody picked the Volvo, it'd be like, what?
You had a
People
good
working
short
on it
today,
are
Cletus. I like that. That was pretty good.
You like that one? Yeah, 113 Heavy.
It's well done.
That one together. So. That's
Okay, I
before
gotta
we took
sign
the
off for a
engine
bit.
down.
My kid's gonna be getting out, and I'll hop back on when I'm home and it's a little quieter.
Okay.
Have a good one, brother.
All
See
right.
you guys.
Yeah, that short day was before we took this engine back here and took everything off of it and cleaned it. And there it goes.
Oh, look at that.
It's actually,
I mean,
it
I'm
came
still
pretty
here.
clean. Now, we didn't clean the oil pan really because, we're
coming off.
replacing it.
Yeah. The amazing thing that we found out that he pointed out to me is those valve covers are actually silver, not black.
Right? I thought they were black on that one. I'm like, yeah, I think they're black.
Well, they were when you pulled it out.
They
they
were.
were.
What's up, Midnight?
Midnight, what's up? So you got a
coming
pile
back
of
to watch
parts,
this
huh?
Later.
Oh yeah.
I did leave the chat on here for you guys this time, so you can see that we're not talking to ourselves.
Oh.
I mean, we are, but
People have been asking about that.
no. Somebody messaged me, and I'm like, okay, I'll make sure the chat goes on.
Well, I mean, if you put them up on the screen, they would know, but
Well, I don't want to put every one up. Anyway, go ahead. What was you gonna say?
I would just say you got a bunch of parts now, huh?
We got a bunch of parts.
Yeah.
We had 2 oil pumps. I found that out today. So
How did you get 2 oil pumps?
I guess I ordered one on Amazon and also ordered one on Rock Auto.
So, accordion folder. That's what you're gonna order next, right? So you can put all those notes in order.
He's got a big pile. It's fun.
Now my notes are on one page now, guys. Come on now.
Oh wow.
Every once in a
Yeah.
while, I'll take them all and condense them.
Condense them into multiple orders. I see.
So 1 page, so that's front and back, or
No, it's all front right this second.
oh, because I feel like two oil pumps.
Well, that was me just researching everything, trying to find the best deal for the best.
It
part
just shows
and
you
all that stuff.
how tired he was when he was looking at these parts.
Mhm.
He's just like, fine.
No,
I
are
gotta
Are they
buy it.
are they the same oil pump?
No, one of them's an off-brand. I want to say off-brand. It has a brand, and it's like a.
Oh, no, I mean, I guess so. There's different. You've got higher pressure or higher
Yeah,
flow.
That's what I was
or
going to say.
stock.
One of them's like an aftermarket, like upgraded pump, and one of them's a regular, like stock pump.
It'd be really fun if you said you had like 4 of them, and like every time you place an order, you'd be like, "No, I really need is an oil pump." Just kind of kept going.
Just has fucking old times for oil pumps.
What's up,
You know-
Clunker's daughter? Corey?
When I started cleaning my garage a while
Becky.
back,
Becky.
I was looking for a puller to pull a pulley off a power string pump, and I was like, man, I can't find one. And I ordered one. I got it. I started using it, and then I realized I have 3.
Oh no!
And it's like, oh, that's where
See,
those are.
I remember that I have said thing, but then I cannot find said thing, and then I get another one, and then at some point I do find it, and like, well, okay, now I have 2.
Well, see, I went and rented one from Advance because I bought one actually, and it's like an old school puller, and it's the one you use bolts on instead of the clamps.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I went and borrowed one from Advance, and I'm gonna send that one back to Amazon. So
I borrowed my buddy's puller. I still got to use it to modify my racing transmission to get it ready for my car. But I gotta buy my own now because I used it to get my dang when I had to replace my brakes on my Edge, and I would never in a million years have gotten the rotors off if it weren't for that thing.
yeah.
So you use those things. I use them a lot for things they're not necessarily intended for.
Oh,
but
yeah, I'm sure.
True.
they come
Well,
in handy.
we took and we measured the 2 balancers today.
Yep.
The truck one is an inch. It sticks out an inch further than the Corvette one. A whole
Thicker.
Well,
little bit over an inch.
I was gonna say, according to the research I did when looking at it, it's almost an inch. It's over an inch and a half, almost an inch and 3/4. It's like 1.65, 67, something like that. Once
Well,
it's
we were eyeballing.
yeah, once
Yeah,
it's
I was about
once
to
it's-
say, the look he
compressed
was
in
given was like, maybe.
There,
that's just what it says on the
Yeah.
on the thing.
Yeah.
but it still has a place where I can hook my air conditioner belt up, so we're good.
Yeah, that's why we went with stock stuff, so you could
I
put an air conditioner that you're never gonna actually
an
get
air
actually
conditioner.
Oh,
installed in there. Never. It's never gonna have.
Sure.
I got the brackets for the AC.
You know what?
Compressors.
Listen. I have the compressor, the brackets, the lines, and everything for my Z that I swapped 12 years ago to have AC in it. And guess what? It still doesn't have in it.
Sound like you need to get
So
out.
what you're saying is you're going to donate all those parts to Cletus.
If he can find them in my trailer without ripping everything out of it, he's more than welcome to them.
Huh. I know you could reset a tranny. Maybe it's like flashing the code or something. What's up, Downhill?
I guess.
Nice.
What's up, Rob's Rods and Streetcars?
Rob's Rods and Streetcars. What?
Robs.
A lot of R's, man.
Yes, sir.
The way you were talking about pulley pullers and whatnot a second, there was a lot of P's.
That's true.
Yep.
A lot of P's and rods.
I got a ton of freaking parts sitting in my garage waiting to go on cars. I just don't have time to do it all.
Oh yeah, I deal with that crap all the time.
Yeah, see, I'm about to fall into the lots of time and nowhere to do it category.
See, what you got to do
that's
also
worse.
is
Yeah.
when you order the parts, you only get like 30 days to send them back. So that's when you really get messed up.
You're right. Well, these are all used parts. I bought them.
I just keep
Oh,
them.
that's good.
Yeah, you keep them for the next project.
And then I didn't end up putting on. I either sold the car or it was the wrong part or whatever. And I just got a whole bunch of parts.
Yeah.
Well, I got
Was it
so that
racing
racing. Sorry.
My bad. I was just saying hi to Jason. Go ahead, Bo.
No, I didn't want to talk. It's your stream, man. I was just saying
hi to everybody.
that racing transmission I got came off the S550 Mustang. It's like a 2015. And so
Yeah.
I've got to convert it. I got to convert the output shaft. It'll happen and it'll work. It's just, not having done it since I've been sitting on it for a little bit. I'm like, oh man, I really hope this thing's in good shape.
Oh, yeah.
It either is or it isn't, right?
Well, my buddy sold it to me, and I trust him. He only put, I think he did the break-in miles on it, and he made one pass at the track, and that was it.
Oh,
But then he went straight to a power glide because he realized he built his car with so much power he can't shift it fast enough.
Mm.
Yep. Destroyer,
But I got a good deal on it.
gentlemen, or sir. Trying to say hi to everybody in the chat. Lots of people supporting. I appreciate that.
Mhm.
So, Brailsford, which one are you working on more, your Fox body or your Boss?
It's a little bit of both. So the next video you'll see tomorrow, I got a subscriber donated a motor, so I went and picked it up.
Damn.
And it's sitting in my garage now. It needs a lot of work, but it's a running motor, and we're gonna take that one apart and build it. I don't have any idea what I'm doing, so I'm gonna learn as we go, I guess.
That's
but
pretty much how we do it.
yeah,
Sure.
and then I'm restoring some headers right now. So the Fox, I'm working on the Fox slowly. The cool thing is this motor came with a carburetor, so I'm going to take that piece of crap throttle body injection system off and swap on the carb at some point once I get it cleaned up and rebuilt. But the Boss is what my primary focus is right now because next week we're going to Tennessee. There's a huge Mustang show, Ponies and Smokies, and I'm in the Boss 302 display in the convention center, so I need to make sure the car's ready for that.
Ponies and Smokies.
Ponies in the Smokies. So
Ponies
I've got
in the Smokies. Okay.
yeah, I've got to get my car on a lift because I need to adjust my exhaust. My axle backs right now, they're hitting my my trailer hitch, and I can't keep them straight. Every time you drive it, it'll deflect a little bit, it'll vibrate and move, and eventually, if that tip comes in contact with the diffuser, it'll start to melt it. So I got to figure something out. So what my options are: either I see if I have any play in the pipes, move it all forward like a centimeter, which I might, or what I'm probably going to lean towards is if my buddy can fit me in and we can get some time, I'm just going to cut the resonators out because then I can guarantee I can move it forward a little bit.
There you go.
Yeah, and it'll be louder and sound awesome. I just didn't know if I wanted to drive 8 hours with that thing screaming in my ear.
What earphones are for?
Turn the stereo up.
It's not about me. It's about my 4-year-old. He'll be in the car, and I don't want him.
That's again headphones.
So, dudes, when you're here, are you going to install these seats in the truck that you're bringing, or are you just going to haul them back with you?
if a Volvo gets built, I'll be willing to do anything that needs to get done. But I
Anything.
think priority might be Volvo.
Well, of
Anything?
course.
Hey,
If it gets done,
Whoa.
when
Hey, now.
it gets done.
No, the
Volvo
Volvo
getting
thing-
ideas over there. I don't know what you're thinking.
I really believe in it because we're going to get. It's going to be all put together and everything.
Listen,
ready for
I'm
success.
not going to lie to you. My confidence in the time frame for said swap took a bit of a hit when I watched you guys spend 2 full days pulling a motor out of a car.
Hey,
Wow.
we were being careful.
Hey, listen.
Why did
this
the
is-
two
this
most
is-
inexperienced people pulling an engine set you back?
just because I thought there was, I thought you guys were a little more, versed in this field.
What made you think I was versed in cars?
I mean,
Was there something that I said, or
I guess it wasn't so much you as it was the guy sitting over here.
Hey, we got it pulled.
That's true.
Ah,
That's true.
if you say we, as in like everybody, as I kind of literally call you and be like, "Don't let the air out of the tires. Just take a strap and lift the
figured
motor
it
up and
out.
out."
Don't get it wrong.
I feel like
I
was able
have-
to watch you at work and then go home, have dinner, and then tune back in to still see you staring in the same engine bay.
for 2 days in a row?
I believe it. Yeah.
Listen,
for
I
watching.
have no doubt you would have gotten that thing out of there, but the
Oh, yeah.
hernia that would have come with it
Oh,
probably
I'm
would
sure,
have
yeah.
not.
No, I have seen people. I didn't think a ratchet strap. I didn't think that would work. I didn't know. I have seen people add an extra chain to the back.
Yeah,
Right.
But I didn't know how safe that was. I didn't know if you could.
I felt
put that
at,
extra weight
at
on
that
there,
point I
so
could literally hear him saying, "I'll just lift it out the rest of
Oh,
the
yeah.
way."
he
I
couldn't have
felt
done
at that point safety was at least 3rd or 4th on the category list.
It wasn't top. I'll be honest.
Now, I'm not going to harass anybody. I'm just going to remind you that there is a live stream out there where I pulled the whole motor out of a Chevelle
You did.
in like
Okay,
a little
but
bit of time.
Well,
you gotta
technically-
know,
You have any trouble unhooking the
it's
fuel
different
injectors
out
on
of
that?
a
or-
Yukon where the motor has been in there 18 years.
No, my motor's been in there more than 18 years, so
Okay.
that doesn't count.
Well,
that motor?
we didn't
Or a
have
motor?
all the cables disconnect. We didn't cut anything, you know.
I didn't cut nothing.
He didn't cut nothing. Listen, it's on my channel. You can go watch him do it.
Oh,
And
yeah,
the only help he
that was
had,
it.
the only help he had was me giving him a hard time the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes, some non-Harbor Freight tools. Yes,
that would have.
Nice.
for sure.
I'm not
Juggernaut.
saying that
I
would have made that
appreciate man.
faster, but it would have cut down a few hours.
Oh yeah, well, it was 3 trips in that day.
Yeah.
The failing
That's
engine
all I always
hoist.
do, though.
Yeah. The engine lift. Yeah, that definitely was sketch.
Well, the
Yeah.
first time you do anything, you always realize you need more tools than you thought.
Facts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, some of them bolts, man, they just weren't budging. And then
Yeah,
it's
you-
like, okay, on this specific model, okay, since it has a hydro boost and all that, we had to remove some steering stuff out of the way to get to it. We could have done things way different and been quicker.
Well,
but-
and here's the thing that I'd like to add that I hadn't mentioned before. Whenever you're messing with that generation of Chevy pickup, Tahoe, whatever, first step whenever doing stuff, just remove the inner fenders. They all come out with clips,
Yeah.
and then you can reach
Well, we
everything.
did.
We
did,
ended up
but-
doing that later.
Yeah. We did
Okay.
that. We ended up taking the grill and the bumper off, and
Listen, it's
With
it's literally like 20, 30 bolts, and that whole front clip will come off that truck.
exactly. Yeah.
We didn't think we needed to do that, and the only reason we ended up taking the bumper off was
They
because
learned.
yeah, exactly. But the hoist, well, I didn't know how easy it was to
The
take
hoist
the bumper
didn't get
off.
in there far enough.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
When we hooked it up the first time when it actually broke, you could see that was going to be an issue, which is why we were like, okay, we're going to get the 2-ton. When they didn't have it, that's when we were like, okay, now we're going to have to see about pulling the bumper. We're going to have to.
Right.
So on the non-2-ton, does it not have as much extendable arm? I'm
Right.
assuming?
It
'Cause
didn't
that's
go as
how it
far.
gives you the sizes just on the holes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's smaller overall. But I couldn't tell it
It
was
is.
smaller until
Right.
it was all together there, and I was like, oh, that is a wee little one.
Yep. I saw
Probably
him the other
meant
day.
for cars, not a full-size SUV.
But
Hey, they put
the
that-
weight
they-
is fine.
Like I said, they put that motor in cars, so I mean,
It's 6.0. It's fine.
No, what I meant is to get over everything.
Oh,
and, you know,
yeah.
So
The size
we looked
of the
it up
vehicle.
today. I guess the 6.0 is a 366.
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah, that sounds
You
about
didn't know
right.
that?
No, I thought it was
That's why I
bigger.
make fun of them all the time because like 350, 6 liter, not much difference there.
No, there's really not in size anyway. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
I mean, they punch out easily to
400
427.
and yeah.
And some reason I keep looking at the block heater and I'm like, what is that right there? What is it? And I keep saying, oh shit, it's the block heater. What? I don't need a block heater down here. We don't need it at all.
I'm
That's
Yeah.
surprised that thing had a block
Dang,
heater
block
on it.
heaters. No, mine is a block heater. What are you talking about?
Mine.
Oh, man.
Well, the Cadillac I yanked apart didn't have a block heater on it.
Well, anything that gets
The
sold,
GTO didn't
up north,
have one.
it's got a block heater.
Well,
I've
this
taken
one came
so
from
many bad
Illinois.
block heaters off stuff.
This one had heated seats, heated steering wheel, block heater. I mean, it came
What
from
kind of
Illinois.
block heater? Is it soft plug block heater?
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to replace that soft plug then?
I've took the cord out. I'm just going to leave where it plugs in by itself. No.
Pull the soft plug, put a new one in. Those will leak. I have pulled so many of those because of block heaters.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, this one, when I say soft plug, I don't know. It's a soft cord.
Okay, so it goes right into a circle inside the block on the side.
Well, there's a sensor looking thing that sticks out where it plugs into.
Okay. So it might be different on no Espler.
I was gonna say I've never seen one with a block heater on it before, so I have no idea.
It might
It
be
goes
different.
into the block for sure.
Yeah. So like an old 350 small block on your old ones, they literally take one of the water soft plugs out. They punch one of these soft plugs in that has a plug-in on it, and that's your block heater.
Ah,
And
they
they
might be the same. So
I
I could take it out and put like a cap on it of some
It's
sort.
probably threaded.
It looks like it's threaded, yeah.
They definitely do that on these motors.
Yeah.
So you should be able to get a fucking there should be a
I
blank.
was just going to paint over it and leave it there.
well,
I mean,
I guess.
could.
I'm just saying, if it is a soft plug, a lot of those will corrode around the plug-in and they will leak.
Like I said,
from up
I've
north,
never seen one before.
I think he's going to show you here.
So it's on
Are you
that
taking a
side
picture?
by the
Okay.
oil heater or oil cooler lines and everything over there.
Yeah, old cooler lines are over there. Things over there. Yep. The lines
I've
are
never
on.
seen one on an LS.
Is that what we're talking about?
Oh
That's
yeah.
different.
That's it.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Focus it. That's the plug,
I
though.
can't.
It plugs
it's
right
my
into
shitty
it.
camera.
Plug. Yeah.
Well, put your hand in front of your phone and then move your.
Well, then
hand.
that's probably just some pipe thread. You could probably thread that out, stick some pipe thread bolt. or
Yeah, it's
something
just
in
a
there.
threaded it's a threaded
Yeah.
insert into the water jacket there.
Yeah, we've tried this before as far as the focusing goes with it. It doesn't.
Okay.
My camera isn't that good.
Focus.
Uh,
Go back, but then it's too small.
Yeah,
so.
here's one that's showing
Hands.
a soft plug one. Here's one that's engine heater
Hands.
freeze plug. So it's a freeze plug block heater. There you go.
I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the engine is right there. Yes, it is. What's up, Swaps?
Okay,
Performance?
so literally
What's
that's
swaps?
a drain plug then.
Yeah, I think it is.
Drain
It's a
plug?
drain plug that they put an electrode in to heat the water from the drain plug on the water side.
So it just goes through the water jackets. Then.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
you
take
do-
it out and put a bolt in.
Okay.
Yeah, or well, it's a plug, but yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. I don't care.
Yeah.
If we drain the oil. We'll see how to
Might
pull it
not
off.
be a bad idea. Oh.
Well, I'm painting a block, so
You paint that block, Cletus.
Yeah,
we're gonna paint it
You paint it
Paint
good.
green.
How
You gonna
that
primer
thing
it
comes out.
first?
Seriously,
I'm going to
Green.
primer and clear it. Yep.
Okay.
and clear it.
And clear it when it's done. Yep.
Oh,
I
dang.
didn't even do that for mine in the Z.
All high heat paint.
The Z did not get fucking clear on it for that.
Are you gonna do the
It'll be
valve
nice.
covers
Come on
gold
now.
or bronze like we talked?
It's going to be green, and then the accessories, the water pump, the throttle, the fuel lines and or the fuel rails, and what else was going to be gold?
Valve
Something
covers.
like everything's going to be gold except for the block, the valve covers, the intake. Oh, and the timing cover is going to be gold as well.
You're getting fancy.
I'm telling you, it's going to look nice.
So
Be pretty nice.
I have a question about it.
6
In-
inches.
That actually might be it. There's a cover in the valley.
Yep.
Yep.
like
Knox sensors?
6 volts, something like that. Well, no, the big
Well-
plate in the valley that covers, where your cams are, and
Isn't
you
that the
can see
Knox
everything
sensors
in
on
there.
top?
There are knock sensors in there, yes. Yeah, that. Well, yeah.
How
Yeah,
does that come out?
There is on the end there. It looks like you can put a wrench on it.
Yeah. Or it's a sensor
can't.
socket.
We could just leave it in there and plug it up, guys. Warm up my stuff.
Well,
No,
I
it's,
mean,
the bottom of it has spots for a wrench or socket or something.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
very bottom.
yeah, it's just a it's an Allen plug on the regular blocks normally.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because it's literally.
You
the
should be able to
free
get
straight
that at
plug.
any one of the fucking AutoZone or O'Reilly's or whoever should have that.
Yeah.
Fine. I guess we'll replace it.
You don't have to. I'm just telling you when it leaks down the road and it's a
I'm
super
just
pain in the
saying-
ass because it's right next to your steering and you'll have to
That's
pull the
the
whole motor
fun
out to
place.
fix
It
it.
wouldn't be a bad idea to pull it, clean it out, drain all that out of the motor from there, and then
Yeah.
put a new one in and seal it.
Yeah.
That would
so
be
we
easier
actually
to drain
flushed
that
it
stuff.
today. We could take that out and flush it again. That'd help
Yeah.
some out.
There's a couple of different spots that you can pull those from. I think there's one on the other side too somewhere.
There's drain plugs on each side of the block.
Gotcha.
There's
So-
an oil one similar.
And when
too.
you take them out and they don't drain, don't be alarmed. You just stick a screwdriver in there and knock out all the gunk that's built up, and then they'll.
Yeah, it's iron block too, so there will be crap in there.
Yep.
That's what I thought. Well, when we started blowing out the water jackets where the water pump was, it actually came out pretty clean. There was some cool some antifreeze, obviously, but
Yeah.
Yeah. I was expecting chunks or rust.
Yeah,
or,
I mean, maybe not. I mean, yeah, if it was taken care of and actually ran antifreeze the whole time and didn't sit with water in it, she could.
I'm
do a good
not
job.
promising all that. I'm just saying it was a lot better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, better
Well,
than
those other plugs we can check and see what it comes out that way. So
Yeah.
Yeah, Swap's performance, the high temp paint or engine paint has went way up.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it made
What's
with
it up
fucking
to?
gas?
the VH
Well-
get it.
was
Depends on where you
$17.99
get it, but you'll get it for
What?
$14
at
to
Advanced
$20.
Auto Parts.
I hate VHT.
What?
Go Duplicolor.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
VHT.
got I got the
$17.99.
gold is the UHT, and then the green and all that's dip color. So
that's like $7-8 more than it used to be last time I bought some.
I'm telling you,
No, it's always like up here. It's always $15.
What? It was like
Yeah.
$10. I want to say
Yeah,
last
it's
time.
about 10 or
yes,
11
Pops, we
that
could
you
do that. Just pull a plug from another motor, but then the plug can't be that expensive. Just to buy
It's
a
not.
plug.
I'm sure it's not.
Yeah, not if it's just a threaded.
You can get it at a
I mean, if
hardware
it's
store.
expensive, I'll definitely go pull another.
It's just a
Stop
big.
that.
It's a big freaking Allen key. Is all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Just make
The
sure you
valley
don't
there.
get one that is iron, or they'll corrode.
Well, the whole block's iron. So
Well,
Yeah,
you know
I was
what I
gonna
mean.
say,
when-
If you buy a
$15,
cheap
yeah.
plug, like a pipe plug,
yes.
It'll
yes.
Oh,
corrode.
gotcha. Yeah.
Yes.
Don't get
the
like a
one
black
that's-
iron plug from the hardware.
Correct.
store.
Yeah, no, like I said, you can just one of the auto parts stores will have them. They're
Yeah.
Yes.
That works.
all right. So back to what you were talking about on your valley
Yeah.
cover. So there's
This
a
is
part
part
you
of the
can
cover.
open up in the valley cover between the knock sensors. Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know where the knock sensors are, but
That's
should
two,
be
that's two things up top.
Yeah, there should be two
Where the
black
little plug plugs in.
circles in the.
oh yeah.
top.
So where do those go into? Can that plate? Can we just pop that off? Is there anything that
Yeah.
we need to know about popping that off or anything?
No.
Okay.
If you are gonna pop
I've got
that
a new gasket
off,
for it. So.
I can say if you got a new gas, I would put a new
That's
gas.
why I
in it.
asked.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
silicone
nothing stopping-
seal. You're
Now,
I
the
got some
little,
RTD.
Don't do
the
that.
little
Don't do that.
O-ring, the rubber rings for the knock sensors, whatever. I don't know if we have them.
I wouldn't worry about
So
it.
if
I
it
would.
breaks them,
They'll stay attached to the plate.
Yeah,
right?
they stay in the plate.
no,
I
they
would-
will. What I'm saying is, we pull it out, and sometimes they'll come apart.
I wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't mess with them. Just pull the whole plate and set it somewhere. You'll be fine.
All right. Oh, you're saying you don't pull the sensors out at all?
I wouldn't.
No.
No.
Just unplug them and pull the. Okay. Yeah,
Unplug them
We don't
and
even have to
unbolt.
unplug because the wires don't go anywhere now. So.
Becky's
Yeah,
back. Oh my God, Becky.
They're already unplugged.
Yeah. Sounds like you're good. Yeah, just pull that
I
whole
was
thing.
looking at that harness today and looking at where everything plugged in and everything. I'm like, nice. So all these sensors on here, just plug them right on in.
Right on it. Yeah, you should have a plug for your knock sensors.
Oh,
all that stuff.
the rails for the what are they called? Coils. They're going to be painted gold too.
I did that on. Wow. Well, that's how my old motor used to be. It was that aluminum gold color.
Well, this is like a brassy gold.
I can go grab it.
I guess you could describe it as that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the color. So it's a what is it? It's
Right, Becky?
is it a PPG or I think it's PPG.
He got the paint over there, so
it's a mixer
there
color for the paint rack.
Oh, that stuff.
Yeah, so it's a similar color.
Engine metallic.
I think it'll look good with the like it's British racing green, forest green, somewhere in between there.
I've used that before. If it's the orange, what color is it? What color is it?
It's actually called
burnt
gold flake.
Okay, good. There's one that's burnt something, and that looks like rust when it dries. So
yeah, not on this one anyway.
I can't tell if Brailsford is looking at something or is he pooping there.
He froze
up. He froze well.
He's back.
I'm looking at stuff.
You're good. It's just the look was priceless.
Oh yeah.
I'm checking the weather for this weekend. I missed last weekend. We had like freaking horrible storms, and I was supposed to get my car ceramic paint corrected and ceramic coated, and with the humidity, it wouldn't have adhered right or whatever the hell cured right. So I'm hoping I can get it done this weekend, or else it's not getting done before the show.
Damn. It was 73 degrees here today.
Shit, last weekend it was 70 during the day and then dropped all the way down to like 35 at night. Like it just in a day.
Here in North Carolina, I went outside last Saturday. 75 degrees, and by 5 o'clock it was 24. And I was like, "What the f?"
Welcome to Iowa.
Dudes, I'm hoping I can find that local cheaper, but that's the block. That's the thing.
That's a special one. There's other ones you can get, but
okay.
What is it? What was it?
That he sent me a link to the on Amazon anyway for the an ICT billet brand threaded plug.
Oh, that's fancy billet. Yeah, that's fancy billet goodness that we don't need and or deserve.
No,
That's what came up. That's what I sent him you need to get one of these, not that one.
No. I got you. Yep. Yes, sir.
I mean, it's only $51 for a plug. I mean, come on.
Plug? Shit, that better come with a reach around.
We're not talking about butt plugs wasted on it.
Listen, you overpaid.
Overpaid for I don't know.
I was trying to explain to Seafoam what we were doing, and he's like, is it a piece of crap? And you're like putting it together and racing it? I'm like, well, not really.
Kind of. Yeah, no, he had it right.
Accurate.
Maybe not the racing part.
All these races stuff, like, I mean, it's going to car shows. So I think we're going to work something out, but it wasn't, I don't know. We just,
The answer was yes, we are going to race it. And yes, it is a piece of shit.
Is that what you want it to be? That's what it'll be.
Hey now.
Exactly. If that's what he wants, that's what we'll do.
I have seen some of Dude's videos on this car, and it's in far less of a gem state than I thought it was.
It's in way better shape now, though.
Oh, it's in way better shape now.
Yeah.
But from where it was when it came out of the yard, listen, that I could almost smell the interior through the screen.
I don't like to think about it because I get the taste in my mouth again, and it's just
that little jack thing. The hydraulic.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for a porta power, yeah.
It's hydraulic.
It's a hydraulic short body ram.
Have you ever seen do you have a porta power?
Yeah, that's a porta power ram.
I don't think he does.
Oh, well, guess who does have a porta power in the trailer?
Well, if you have a tube bender, you have a porta power.
Maybe
I have one of those as well. It's separate. Mine's fancy, real fancy electric, style.
I just found this when I was looking for something the other day. I said, "Where the hell did this come from? What is this?"
Oh well, if you're not going to use that, I'm going to need that.
Well, it's going to give it to 113, but if he can't use it, I guess I'll give it to you. I thought it was a small jack.
It is, but you have to have the jack part of it.
It's a hydraulic little, looks like a grease gun, and you just go reep.
Oh yeah, I got one. I use it to if I got a fender that's bent or something, I'll put it and they'll stretch it for me. You got the little claws you can put this way or
yeah. Okay, well then you got it then. Then I'm not going to steal it.
So that goes with that then.
Yeah, it's a quick disconnect. You can just plug it in instead of using the jaw or whatever that goes on it.
I didn't know that. I don't use it very often. I've used it like once where I had a Jeep that had been wrecked but hit by a deer, and I had to bend the unibody back out so I could line everything.
I had to
just tie that shit to a tree and just.
I had to replace the center beam on my house, so I had to jack up my whole house and replace the beams that go down the center of the house. and I used 2 of those for that, and that's how I ended up with one.
Ugh.
You should just
well,
jack it
it
up
was
and let
one-
the jack there, and then don't worry about the beam.
Well, so the deal was that house
Shim it up.
I got for a real good deal, and it cost me $1,600 to replace the beams underneath the house. So
Yeah.
it wasn't that bad of a deal.
You know, I did that for a guy. All of his floor joists were termite infested, and his floor was doing one of these.
Yep.
And I went in and pulled out every floor joist and replaced it with a new one, just all the way
Yep.
along.
The worst part is just being underneath there. The actual once you get a system and you get it jacked up and you keep moving your way down, it's not bad. But it's just the dragging everything underneath the house. It was not.
Oh,
a
yeah.
good-
Well, mine had a basement. I don't know about
So Street Fox.
houses.
Oh no, this
Yeah,
was
there's nothing I hate worse than the crawl space. In Virginia Beach,
Oh.
my crawl space was like, so I'm a pretty big guy. My crawl space was like 2.5 feet. If I'm maybe 2 feet, it was not very big. So I'm like
Yeah.
low crawling, pulling myself under that thing. And of course, I had a one-story house ranch. I was like 2,400 square feet,
Yep.
and I had to replace my damn bathroom floor. And so I'm low crawling all the way to the opposite side of my house, and you don't know what animals are down there, or what the
Yeah.
freak's
That's
down
when you call somebody else and pay them.
well. That was
Yeah.
the nice thing. They had gone through and put brand new the black plastic under there, so it was really nice under there, and I had no problem hanging out.
So I installed DirecTV for 2 years. So crawl spaces and me, yeah, we have lots of good stories about crawl spaces.
Oh, I bet.
But I'll tell you the best one. I was in Rock Island, Illinois, in a real fancy highfalutin place.
For a second, what's up?
They had poured white rock into the crawl space for some
Wow.
unknown, ridiculous
That sounds
reason.
painful.
That was a weird flex for them.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was like, how did you even? And the crawl space entry was in a floor hatch in the garage in this little cupboard. So you went in the cupboard.
Oh, so you had to drop down onto the rocks.
Yes.
So
And now you
did
drop
you
it down
wear
the rocks.
body armor?
Oh, it was bad. So
Yeah.
it was a 3 foot. You had 3 foot, so you could kind of crouch and do one of these. And the whole time I'm running cables, I'm pulling all the stuff, and I just, it's hard for me to breathe. I just didn't feel very good when I was down there. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm getting this white powder all over me. And I'm like, man, this white rock is just getting on everything. And I get back out of there and my nose starts bleeding. And I'm like, I don't feel good. And the guy's like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, we put rat poison everywhere down there.
Oh, what?
And I'm just like, thanks.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say like cocaine or something. All this white rock and it's
Yeah.
up in the air.
Oh,
He explained that he put all the white rock under
Baking
there
powder
because he
and
had
make some
rat
white
problems
rock.
and it kept the rats out. And then they just put rat
then
Just
why did you need the
powdered
poison then? If
poison everywhere. Well, if they dug through the rocks, they were going to die, obviously.
I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a healthy day.
But not that rat bastard right there. He was okay. He just bled a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't kill that rat.
Gonna have to work harder to get me.
Yeah.
Now, I dealt with a lot of those situations where something would happen and you'd be like, why? And they're like, oh, yeah, we did this. Thanks.
You should have sued the hell out of him, man.
Oh, you did not get that option. I'll tell you what, when you work in that kind of service where you're installing TV for a living, you get to meet every level of person. From the highest of the high to the lowest of low, everybody watches TV. And it was insane. I mean, I was in over 2,800 homes in 2 years. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Did you ever get trapped in one?
No, I did get bit by a dog. That was a fun day. I did get to call on a illegal dog fighting training house. I don't know what you'd call it. That was kind of a neat day. I had no problem calling the cops if I saw super illegal shit going on in somebody's house. So
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm one of those guys.
Yeah. Fucking narc.
Fucking narc. You don't know how many times somebody be like,
shit
hey, you
behavior.
want to hit that? And it's like, no, I'm working. And then there was
Sure,
other
I
like,
won't tell.
hey, you want to hit that? No. So I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're offering it to the satellite guy, you're probably offering it
That's
to
gross.
everybody.
Maybe. Or maybe he just thought you looked cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
man.
say,
No,
maybe
you're with
he
that.
thought you looked good.
You thought you could give him a discount, man.
Yeah. Hey, hit this, bro. I don't want to pay this. Hit this. Or
Oh, you're talking about that. I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about the other thing.
Yeah, I did get to see
Are you talking
A
about
big
hitting the
enough
other thing?
plasma
Yeah.
TV in a single wide trailer that they cut the end of the trailer off to put the TV in?
You know, priorities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Priorities. And I actually had to reach through an outside window to plug stuff into the back of it because we couldn't move it.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Wow.
Good stories. Good
Sounds like some of my neighbors out there about the
Yeah.
car.
Except they don't have the wall. They can just put it right
Exactly.
through, and the wall's not there to begin with. So
There's some gems up in Iowa. Let me tell you what.
that's
I can believe
nasty,
that.
Becky, by the way.
I've been
That's
there.
gross.
Yeah.
I don't know when the next time I'll go back there. Probably this year, I'm sure. But
Back where?
in Iowa. somewhere.
Back where?
Hey, Cletus, I'm gonna hop out, man. I gotta take care of some stuff in my garage before I go inside.
Thanks
Peace.
for coming on, man.
Later,
Later,
brother.
guys.
Doo-doo, and then there
So
was
where did
more.
we get on the freaking staying situation?
Oh, yeah.
I
So-
sent to place.
Big Block 402 is only going to be there a few days. I was going to address this. So
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I was too.
I think we should all pay more. I'm not saying he should pay the same amount as everybody else if he's only going to stay there like 2 days.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's cheaper than a hotel.
Yeah, I know, but still, I don't feel right being like, hey, you pay
I'll
as much
pay
as
for
us.
the week. Yeah, and then you're there
Yeah,
for
yeah.
2 days.
Oh, that's
God.
fine.
So have we pulled the trigger on that place? Is that set and good to go? And who do we need to send
No.
money to? Okay.
No, I do not have the money to book it.
So I was
So,
talking to
it's not
113
like a hotel.
today. If tomorrow I've got to make that call, if
Okay.
they approve the money that I'm asking for, I plan on, if they approve how much I'm asking for, paying for that stay. So
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
if not,
Find out
tomorrow we'll have to make a decision on.
So if you let me know, I'll take my credit card and pay for it if that's what we got to do. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
then we'll
that
Venmo,
would-
or
tomorrow,
I can,
tomorrow we'll
or I
have
can
that.
do it. We'll
For sure
Venmo each
tomorrow.
other or whatever we got to do.
yeah,
Just
well,
make
I'll
sure
collect
if you
money
have to
out of you.
if you have to Venmo me, put not drugs because
Oh,
Yeah, they don't get
not for drugs.
So that's what I've been
Not
doing at
Steve
work.
Martin's penis
Every-
string.
Every time somebody pays at work and I pay them, I say not drugs.
Yeah,
Should,
I don't even
Should-
Venmo, your Cash App.
should
Oh,
come-
what a savage.
should
I
come up.
swear it's not for drugs.
Well, that's what I said. That's why I said it right on the thing. Well, what was it? I don't know. Probably lunch. Fuck it. It wasn't drugs. I'm
Yeah.
sure of
It wasn't
that.
drugs.
As far as you know.
It's totally code for drugs.
So I want to go back and talk about this AC real quick.
Oh my
All
god!
right, I gotta
Dude,
get
the
something to drink.
broken
Keep going.
fucking
Dude,
record.
Hold on before you go, dudes. How you doing?
Here you go.
He said nope.
Here you
I was
go.
trying to
I
ask
agree.
if it worked before. Because it worked before. I can make it work again.
Oh, I see.
You
It
worked
worked
say
before. I can still
that.
make it work. It just take a little more.
You say so. The problem I ran into with the Z was
Uh-huh.
that the AC stuff on the motor was on the opposite side as the AC stuff in the car,
Correct.
which made it harder to do what I wanted to do, which is why I abandoned that problem as soon as that became an
It's
issue.
the same thing on the one I had, but the brackets and setup I bought put the AC where on that side where it needs to be.
Okay, well then
Oh.
there you go. The real question is, how far out down there do we have room to the frame rails?
Well, the AC actually goes up
An
top.
engine.
Oh, it's an up top deal.
Yeah, the alternator goes on the bottom, then the power steering pump on that side. On this
And then
side,
AC's on the other
AC
side.
goes up top.
That's
and
why
it's
your
smaller-
that's why your pulley stuff
smaller
was so
part.
expensive. You went with the freaking AC pulley.
I'm
stuff,
telling you, I
too.
gotta get AC,
You
bro.
were playing
And I
Oh
bought a
my
compressor,
God.
too.
Yeah,
I bought a
listen.
smaller compressor that
Listen,
works for
you
it.
know what? You know what works really well? You roll the
What's
window down and you go real fast.
What
And
happens when you're not
center.
moving and you're stuck in a stoplight or you're stuck
Listen,
in traffic?
That's
You
why I
can't
don't
go
stop for
anywhere.
those. Where we're going, we don't stop for those.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Man,
well,
listen.
when you're going to the store from here, you stop. Well, not as much now with the roundabout. You barely have to stop, so that
See?
would help actually.
See, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, that one air. I'll
Don't
do
get me
windows
wrong,
on
yeah.
normal time. I'm perfectly fine with that.
I'm
But
not
when it's
focusing
100
on the
degrees,
air before the running.
Listen, when it's
capability of the
100
car.
degrees, I'm driving the car that has AC, not that
yeah,
one.
If
exactly.
that car
Yeah,
will have
then
AC,
you're
so I'm good.
We just live in Arkansas. It's only like
Yeah.
3 months you can't drive your car. It's fine.
And listen,
4
you
months.
just wait
Or
until it's
5.
nighttime and not 100 degrees.
It's
Weird.
going to be 100 degrees. So
Even if-
riding motorcycles in the summertime, this is how we describe it. You're riding into a blow dryer. Because
Yeah.
in Arkansas, when it gets hot, even when you're on the freeway, I wear
Humidity,
match and stuff with it because otherwise you just can't. It's literally like driving into a blow dryer.
Mm.
The one year it was 114 degrees. We were making a trip and coming back. We stopped
baby.
every time we stopped for gas. we went to a car wash and sprayed ourselves off with the pressure washer and then jumped on the bikes. And in less than 30 minutes, you were dry as a bone.
Yeah, that sounds
It gets hot
terrible.
sometimes. Sometimes it's not that bad. But
Yeah, we didn't even break 100 this last year. So
did we not? Okay.
no, we did not. We
See,
got
it gets-
close.
it
We did this year, but we didn't.
gets
we had-
into the hundreds in Oregon, but I mean, at nighttime it gets nice. At night,
Well, and it's not
Sun goes
that it's
down and
100.
nice.
It's that it's 100 or
With all that
above
humidity.
with 100% humidity.
See, that's the fun part about Oregon. We don't do that. The H word. The H word doesn't. We have
it down
we
there.
have we have earthquakes. That's a thing we do out there, and tsunami.
You can see how much this is sweating right now. Well, you can't really, but
Oh well, I mean, listen. Trust me, I know about humidity.
So,
I know.
anyways, that's how we solved all the world's problems. Welcome back, dudes.
With humidity, I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Anyway,
Well, you missed out work.
it
We'll
was
explain.
supposed to be to you. Did the AC work already in the car before you took the car?
In the
Did you
morning.
know? How about that?
I did not get in this car and turn on the AC. That was not happening.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure something's living in the dash. So
Okay. So,
Yeah, they haven't seen what I've seen. Is the
Yeah,
problem?
come
we've seen it.
Oh, you sent that video to him?
No, they watched it. Well, you left the live stream on
Yeah.
Saturday, so
Yeah,
had
you left
to-
early.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah, we were on till like what 1:30 or so.
Wow, you guys were on longer than we were actually live.
Oh yeah,
Probably.
yeah. It was either 12:30 or
What
1:30.
important stuff to talk about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went and had some drinks and hung out.
We had some more important stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like liquid death. That's a perfect camera shot right there with the
Oh.
liquid death.
How
and
did
the
you make
water
it do
background.
that? Did you just
I
hit a
did.
button and it did that?
Yeah. Boop.
I assume he just sets it up so it focuses on that.
No, I heard
So-
him hit a button.
With these
Yeah.
cameras, if you flip out the screen and you tap on the screen, it'll focus on whatever you tap on.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, I thought you pushed a button on like the computer or something. That's
No,
why I was
it's
like,
the camera.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Listen, I know you run it through your computer, so I didn't know if you were controlling it through the computer. Don't start with me.
You can't. That's the one disadvantage of this camera. You cannot run the software while you're running it as a webcam.
There you go.
Oh.
See, I didn't know that. Now I know.
That's weird.
Well,
Yeah,
Oh,
something about
the Willamette
software
Valley is
stuff.
very nice. I like it up there.
So I need
there's
to
other
get my
software
chair
you
back.
can get, but
I
not
need
the
to get my
software.
chair
that
back
comes
for
with the camera.
2113. I have a very important live tomorrow I'm going to be on. So,
I saw that.
What live are you on tomorrow?
what the,
Straight six and
Oh, yeah. Straight six and old car guy. I'm like, fuck. Which
Oh,
one?
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm
I'll make
Look
sure
at
to
you.
miss that.
But they are slumming this week for a guest, huh?
Oh,
More
What's
of
the
a-
topic?
I
What's
thought
the-
they were
well, I
more.
turned
Of a,
him down.
yeah, I
so-
thought they were more of a prestigious program than that.
well,
I mean,
they got to
shoot.
let some trash in every once in a while.
Listen, if they're letting trash like that in, tell them I'm interested whenever they're ready.
You got to let them know. They might pick you up next week. Who knows?
Listen. They know my trash asses.
Trash
Becky-
Didn't they have Munster on there before me?
They
though?
did. They
They
did.
did. That's right. Yeah.
Becky,
I've known them a lot longer.
Why are we talking bad about Monster now?
I'm just saying I've been following them a lot longer, and then they had Munster on there before me. So
Because he asked.
I say he probably asked.
Becky, I'm from Grants Pass, Oregon. That's where I'm from.
I'm not from Grand Press, Oregon.
Grant Pass?
I've
Grant
never
Pass.
heard of it until now.
Grants Pass. It was
Grant
Grant.
Born.
He passed over
No,
there.
I'm from these nuts.
These?
I'm sure some guy named Grant has gone over there. So.
Yeah. Well,
Do I need to add glasses to add the fun here? We all get glasses.
That's some of them yeller glasses. Makes you
I
see
forgot. I was using a chainsaw earlier. These are
oh, that's
bad.
how he does it. Those are his high speed HD glasses.
clear. High speed, low drag.
Oh
Dang.
man, you guys are all
Dang.
so
Look at
HD.
these dweebs.
He's got the
Going
yellers
full
on.
mono.
All right, so we talked
These
about the
are-
house thing.
These are Winchesters.
What have we gotten?
These are
What do we?
Saints
What
level.
do we have on hand for motor mount starting points? Were we able to get the pillow?
Yeah.
Mounts?
We have the mounts from the engine, from the truck or whatever.
Okay.
But
I
do you
didn't-
have the
I didn't
rubbers?
take the parts off the body. I just took that part there.
Yep. Which
not what we need.
That's everything that was on there. That mounted to the frame. That mounted to the engine.
um,
Oh, Realistically, I think you could just
other
blade
way.
and
Yeah,
then-
that was the
engine?
frame. This was the engine.
No.
Those three bolts were a pain in the ass.
I don't.
No,
that
the
came off
three bolts
with
were on the frame.
Yeah, the 3 bolts are on the frame. That big flat part is the engine.
Oh, sorry. My
Yeah.
brain's back.
So what
Pain in the butt.
I can cut that up and save the part that goes to the engine and work off of that.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be fun to cut up. But we can do
Highway
it.
99. Yep. Yep. The trim. Yeah. Trimming is a thing.
Now, is it going to work right?
So that's the thing. We need those pillow pads, the pillow mounts that go on the frame.
From the Volvo.
Double rubber mounted? Or are you going to remove the rubber mount from the old one?
I'm going to remove the rubber. Oh, you have
Here's
new
a brand
ones?
new one. Only one, though.
Yeah. So what I was going to do is cut that thing and take the metal that's in Cletus's right hand right there.
Remove the rubber.
And remove the rubber part essentially. And then
build it over a little bit.
I'm going to build a mount off of that bolts to the pillow mount on the...
So here's the question. So that rubber mount that's in the Volvo factory, I don't know who found it or was going to buy it new, but does it come with all the steel casing and the bolts and all that fanciness?
Well, so the way it works is it's literally just it's a nut on the bottom that bolts it to the cross member, and then there's a nut or a bolt on top that goes.
Yeah, but it's 3 bolts that actually bolt it to the cross member.
Okay, so it's the 3 bolts that bolted down there, and it's a single bolt on top where the
So
motor
do I
mount
need to get
would
another
sit
one
on.
of these new motor mounts?
No, I'll use the old ones. I'm going to cut them up anyhow. So
He's
You
going
don't
to
need
ruin
this
them.
new one at all?
no.
He's going to
Did
ruin
you
them.
you have that left over from something else, right?
Yeah, I had it for another truck that I've replaced motor mounts on.
Yeah. Why?
By the way, someone said Monster Rust 3 times and then
Yeah.
You
You
have replaced. I'm circling back around here. So you've replaced motor mounts on an LS motor before? Yes. Or no.
No, I take them to the shop.
Okay. All right. Good answer.
Okay.
we didn't even have a. Well, I guess.
No,
we
I
didn't have
don't
a
do
carrier.
motor mounts. I hate motor mounts. Unless it's like a Toyota or something, they're easy.
I like a dog bone.
Street Fox.
Yeah, dog, yeah.
So yeah, we just need to get a set of motor mounts for a Volvo 960 station wagon.
I mean, I can
Shouldn't be
take
that
them
hard.
off the motor, but those are not new.
I wouldn't do that because I will build. Basically, I'll take the stock motor mounts you have there. We're going to cut those so I have my mounting surface to mount to the motor for our bolt holes, so I don't have to reinvent the wheel there. And then I'll plate off of that or tube off of that. I haven't figured out exactly. Basically, it'll come off of there and then bolt with one bolt to our pillow mounts.
My only concern with that is if you're bolting it to the factory cross member position, those are actually quite tall.
Which is why the mount I may be working, we might put in the tube bender and have it come. The mounts may come up and then go onto the deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's always been an idea for me for getting it as low as I want it. It may end up being like a hanger system where it actually hangs, goes off and comes down to the motor.
I was going to measure the engine today and I forgot. The fan and everything's still on. I was going to measure front to back.
The engine's right there. You can measure.
Well, no, with the fan and everything.
You can add all that. I mean, come on.
I'm not using the. Oh, if you want to know that, it's online. Look it up.
Yeah.
I was going to say that shouldn't be a
Well,
problem.
we're going to measure it with a stock intake to the stock oil pan as well. And then after we shave it and put the other oil pan on there.
Guarantee all that's online, but you can.
It might be. I couldn't not say I couldn't find it.
Well, he can be the guy to put
I
it
couldn't
on.
find how short any of that with a shaved intake.
Yeah.
I'll shave your intake.
I bet you.
You
Well, that
also
whole fan assembly, we can just hold up to it, can't we, and just measure?
You also
don't
might
need the
want to look
fan.
into
No, we don't
know.
do. But he's saying for the other to remeasure. But that's why
Well, the
I'm
fan's
sure
attached to whatever, a water pump, I guess.
Sure, I
Yeah,
can
but
find.
that fan-
That's got to come off.
that won't have come out because he's putting a new different water pump on
Putting
it.
the water pump on.
Yeah,
irrelevant.
the new water pump doesn't have a spot for a fan because
the new water pump is smaller. It's
way smaller.
skinnier. It's
Which is the whole reason why we did that.
Aren't we going electric fans?
What's up, John?
Yes.
Arnett, what's up?
Yeah.
Yes, John, it is LS.
They're
Yeah,
very
electric
tall, the
fans,
960.
just
They
a
have
water pump, no clutch.
And the electric fans are off the Volvo.
Correct.
And the radiator as well.
So,
Yeah.
The
Harnett-
Volvo had transmission cooler, I'm sure it did.
hey, Harnett
Sure.
said something very telling here.
Yeah, I just read that.
Yeah, so he says they have I know they have the hydraulic in there. That's what's the style of mount they are. He said he wouldn't trust that with a V8 though.
The Volvo?
That mount.
The Volvo mount, correct?
So what
Yes.
did anybody else that previously did this use for mounts?
So the ones I've looked up use either. So what they do is essentially gut those pillow mounts and use the bottom piece, and then run a urethane disc basically, and run a bolt through, and then set it on top.
We can do that. I'm good with that.
If that's the case, bring me the old motor mounts and I will gut them. But the problem is we got to get a urethane puck essentially.
Oh, you need a urethane puck, do you?
Yes, yes, we do.
Do we have urethane puck?
We had this discussion.
I don't remember.
I told you I
yeah.
It's in
could bring you
Cletus's note.
sheets. I
How
could bring you
thick-
sheets of urethane.
Well, I don't know if that's going to be an issue stacking them. Is that?
No, it's all just.
All right, do that. Bring me the old mounts, and I guess we'll do it that way.
Well, just bring it all and figure it out from there.
You know what? As a Canadian, I say let's just use a hockey puck and drill a hole in it.
There you
and
go.
Throw bushing in it. There you go.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that is. I mean, there's plenty of lift kits that were done that way, but the urethane lasts a little better.
We don't
No,
have
your
a
hockey pucks are
down
good.
here.
You'll have to bring them though. We don't have hockey down here.
Oh, nonsense.
Other than like
What
I
in
mean,
the
We really
freaking-
don't.
What are we talking about?
Dude, Midnight Road finds the craziest things on Facebook Marketplace.
Really?
Cut a bolt trailer roller to the thickness you want.
It's not a bad idea.
Oh yeah, could do that.
That's
yeah.
a good
But if
idea.
he's getting the urethane, then
Yeah.
it makes it easy. That's a good idea, though. I like that.
In the wild Batman car shit is, dude wants $3,500 for this.
Send it to Cletus.
Shit.
We all need to see this now.
No, send it to
No,
me.
yeah.
I'll pull it up. You got me on Facebook.
Yeah.
Or send it on Instagram. It's fine.
Do.
That's
So
what we
What
should
have I
start
missed
doing.
since the parking lot? We've been talking about the LS build, basically.
Not really.
No, we've been talking about a bunch of bullshit. We just actually started about the LS right
Yeah,
before you
they
got
talked
on
about the
here.
air conditioner for a little bit, and they try to make fun of me. And
Didn't try. They
Are you mean the air conditioner that'll probably never get hooked up? That one?
it's gonna get hooked up. Don't worry.
So you were listening. You were listening.
yeah.
No, he wasn't,
He's
wasn't listening. He just knows.
He knows from every live that we talk
Yeah.
about. It's the same thing. So
No, he knows because he's done swaps in cars, and he knows the first thing that gets tossed out and doesn't get done is the AC. It's the first thing that never gets done.
Well, after we get done with this,
He's gonna have AC before it runs.
Volvo sales, what are we going to talk about
That'll be
on live?
impressive.
priorities, man. I got a couple battery powered fans, if we need to.
Hold a
Oh,
four-cylinder
I'm not
mounts.
logged into Facebook on this
We
computer.
should just-
there. I can't look at it.
And just use urethane pucks. Yeah. So I've looked the 740 and the 760. There are kits that people have made, and they say they'll work for the 960s. But then I've heard a lot of
You
people
still
that have
gotta
tried to
modify
use them, and they say they do not work, and you have to heavily modify them. And for what they
Every
want-
one I've seen, and I've only seen 3 so far that actually has a
Yeah.
960. Every one of them had to be modified. So
Yes. And the thing is, they're not cheap for the kind of money they want for them. To have to modify them, I would rather just make my own thing, because even in the way they have them done, I don't think because I want to, like I said, I want to get that thing as low as we can possibly get away with
Now-
it, feeling comfortable without taking the oil pans off of it.
at the point that I have to replace them, is it going to be where I could just slide a new urethane puck in?
I mean, that'll be how we have to figure it out.
Okay.
Well, listen, I'm going to be doing a lot of partying naked on this one, so
I don't care.
we'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure it out when we get there, type of deal. I have a rough idea what I'm going to do, but that'll change 7 times once I realized that what I was thinking wasn't going to work.
Yep.
And it's just, but with the tools and the stuff we have laying around, we'll be able to make it work.
Hey, now, I know I'm a tool, but you don't have to just say it out loud.
Could just
all
weld
right?
He's going to be laying around a lot, too. So.
Just weld the block right to the car. We'll be all right.
I listen, we can solid mount it.
Yeah.
I mean, we could.
I've seen 240 series with 5.0 swaps. Yeah, I've seen. There's actually quite a few 240s that have
Yeah.
LSs put out.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say that. Well, they
So-
do. They make a mount that you could buy and just pop in. You don't even have to build.
Yeah.
Oh, for the
STS?
240s, yeah.
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 But there's a ton of stuff out for the 240s, which
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm not concerned about making the mounts. He makes a good point about the hydraulics, and it probably would be fine for a while, but we can
As
just
far
go
as transmission mount, I figure we could just take the cross member that's already there and modify that one to work.
I will probably I'll build a
That's
tube.
cross member? No.
The cross member is a cast aluminum with fins, and it's a very specific weird shape with some weird bolts going at weird angles. So you could use the mounting points, but I would not.
I will probably pick up. I'll pick up the mounting points from it with plate, and then we'll freaking.
I would actually plate it somewhere on the body, drop it down, make it cross members.
So I've got 2 full sticks of 1 3/4 DOM 120 wall, and then I have a stick and a half of 1 1/4 095 wall DOM in the trailer, and then I have
throwing out your nerd metal numbers. Come on.
It's not nerd stuff.
I have a bunch of angle iron. I don't know what size it is.
Nerd stuff.
Oh, if you got angle iron, we can do a lot of stuff out of that too.
Yeah, it needs quite a bit of prep work, but yeah, I've got quite a bit. It's sitting outside.
Okay, so yeah, between all that, and then I've got
that's what
I got a 3x2 sheet of 1/8 inch, and then probably a 4x6 sheet of 1/4 inch plate in the trailer.
Well, there's all your weight in your trailer right there.
Listen, it was never a question of what was making the trailer so heavy.
Find the more we use it, the less gas.
You think that's bad? I got
a
a sheet of 5/16 I think aluminum in there.
Oh wow!
Yeah, thick boy.
That must have been a pretty penny.
5/16.
Somebody paid a lot for it.
Yeah.
Well, what type of aluminum?
Aircraft gauge?
Listen.
As your lawyer, stop trying to incriminate yourself.
Frankly, Dan, that's none of your goddamn business. I appreciate you staying on my personal affairs.
Aircraft grade aluminum. I got you.
Well, it ain't aircraft anymore.
I was gonna say I don't think it's ever going to put on any aircraft.
Where it's not a flex. I have one too.
Well, I was actually cleaning all of them, and I'm going to mount one on the wall.
Just one.
I have 2.
Well,
he's redoing his garage though. We are filming all this garage stuff.
I got this one.
Ooh, nice.
And I got the one that needs to go back in my truck.
All right. So as far as exhaust, guys, we have the headers. We have the.
You're done. You have the headers. You're good.
What are the call we pulled off? The where the exhaust meets up to the headers. The
collector.
The flange.
Anyway, we have it. Flange. Sure.
So we do have flanges that bolt to those headers.
So much in trouble.
With oxygen
you got the
hose.
Do you have the? Okay, so that is you're going to need a plug for one of those.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we'll plug one off.
Because you only get one of those.
Oh, we'll just leave that sensor right there. Leave
Yeah,
that
you
one
can do that too. You can do that too.
So the exhaust on a Yukon, or what comes stock, is 2.75 inches, and the exhaust on the Volvo is 2.25 inches.
Okay.
So it's a half-inch difference.
We can step it down at some point, but I mean, the longer we can run it with the bigger tube, the better.
Yeah, of course.
Well, we'll run it back as far as we can, depending on how it.
Well, so I'm saying you got another
back to the mufflers.
You got another truck exhaust there, so I can cut up and scumbag an exhaust out.
Well, that's kind of what I was saying. Do I want to just take this whole exhaust off this other truck?
Were you planning on doing something with that exhaust?
No.
I mean, so I would
I'm
just snag it off.
Then we could just run the truck mufflers and everything.
Yeah, that's what I would try. I would try to use the truck stuff because it's bigger.
Well, I don't think you'll be able to run the mufflers. Those things are huge, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't think you're right. They're also kind of mounted the wrong way on the truck. Yeah.
So I'll mount them upside down and backwards, or I just won't put mufflers on it. I mean,
but you might be good with just the cat. If you're putting a cat on it, go through the cats and restrict the smaller exhaust.
What's this cat you speak of?
What
are cats?
We are
letting cats in the vehicle.
Because we don't want it to run right or nothing.
The last time I can tell you right now, LS motors do fine without cats.
In
fact, my LS motor does fine without any real exhaust.
Yeah.
Well,
well,
I'm not going to say that I may or may not have been paid to gut many catalytic converters over the years that were plugged. So I'm going to agree with you.
Which now they're paying
Allegedly.
because the cat's worth too much.
Yeah.
Go get it.
Hey, you know what the weird part is? Is if you actually gut a catalytic converter, I have known people that cut the side open and pull out the innards and weld them back shut. They don't give you anything for the stuff that comes out. They get real
Right.
upset about
Because
the fact
it's
that
way
you
they
didn't bring
extract it,
them.
I guess. Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
bull
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah, because
See,
they don't. The problem is that have a good one, Becky. The problem is
Yeah,
they
Becky.
don't know if that pile of crap is actual catalytic converter stuff or just some crap you found.
No, it's honeycomb. You could look at it.
Yeah.
It comes out in big enough
You
pieces.
don't know how much of the platinum and other stuff is left in it,
Right.
though.
But they don't know that when they take your cat.
Yeah, but they know it hasn't been
True.
It hasn't
But
been.
they know what the cat's off of, and they know, if it has
Generally.
the numbers on it, they can look all that up and it tells them what they need.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you breathe a lot of that stuff over time, it makes you weird.
Sure.
That's
I'll go with
what
that.
makes you weird.
I can go with that.
I thought it was the rat poison that made you weird. But
I'm
That's
finding
it.
a lot of things that explain a lot of things.
explain a lot, doesn't it?
There's a whole
Learned some things
lot of
tonight.
weird.
Yeah. All right, so we need dudes to bring the motor mounts and apparently more urethane than he thought he was going to bring because I already said I wanted a bunch of that.
Sheets of it.
And then we will have to build and stack our own motor mounts as far as the pillow pads or whatever.
Apparently next week I'm going to pull the transmission. I was thinking I'll have it over here this week to start on it, but it'll be next week when I get it moved. So
It's
I'll
already
pull the
almost
transmission
next week.
and the whole exhaust system.
So you're cutting it close there, bud. What is your guys' plan on the oil pan? Are you
It
doing
shouldn't
that?
take us more than a week
Yeah.
to pull the train.
So we got the engine clean now. So what we'll do is I got to get all the old paint off and the old rust off the block, and then I'll paint it, and then we'll drain it, flip it over, take the pan off, put the new pan on, and all that stuff.
Well, you got to take that front case cover off too.
Yeah, well, we got to do the timing
Timing's
anyway.
that,
Yeah,
right?
So put it
Yeah.
top dead center, number one. Check, make sure the two dots are lined up on each other, and then take it all apart.
we'll take the cover off, and then you can. When I take the cover off, I should be able to see the dots.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm saying it should already be there. I can see it just be done.
Well, if you're at top dead center, you're gonna have to turn the motor
It
off.
may not be because we haven't moved it. I don't know where it is.
Yeah,
but
you
we
have no
will
idea
move
where it's at.
If,
Full
Now,
spark plug.
how's it gonna?
if it's a top dead center, we're really lucky.
Exactly.
Pull the spark plugs out, and it will spin over pretty easily.
Yeah.
With just put the bolt in the freaking crank, run her over until I would run it until the dots are pointed to each other, and then just freaking swap it. But what do you?
Not even
What's
worry
the
about
deal?
top dead center.
I mean, as long as you don't move anything, the dots are still lined up. It won't matter.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that don't ever happen, but usually the LS engines, the timing chain is usually not an issue at all. So
No, it's
So
I don't
So
see it
you're
being way
changing-
out of spec if it is out of any.
what
So
does
you're
he got
changing the
going?
timing chain? Is that why you're doing this, or are you
No, it's
changing
oil
the
pump.
cam out?
Oil pump
Well, I'm doing oil pump and timing chain.
Oh, okay.
for the flywheel.
No. What?
That
Flywheel.
goes
Oh, well,
that
he's
goes
got.
on the flywheel, right? Yeah.
Oh,
I
well,
don't-
he's put a crowbar right there.
I don't have one of those. So.
Is that to lock it in place?
No,
why I
it's
don't
to
have-
turn the motor.
Yeah, you know why I don't have one of
Oh, on
those?
the flywheel.
Because
Okay.
I just put the bolt down the freaking thing and call it a day and spin it. You're fine.
All right.
You know who? Okay, you know how many people have that tool? Apparently, just you. You know how many people still have the crank bolt and a socket for the crank bolt? Most of the people in this room.
I'm just
now,
saying.
It's two in my shop.
Is that crank bolt reusable, or you gotta get a new one?
I have
thought
one,
they were
but
one-time
we're going
use.
to use the old one to set the timing and all that. But
Yeah, you're supposed. Listen, you're supposed to put a new one on it. Have
I
I
have a new
reused one? Have I reused one every time I've ever done it? Maybe.
well, since I'm replacing the balancer, I went ahead and got a new bolt.
you're
that's good.
supposed to.
Is
I
that really a
on
balance
the
or just like a pulley to me?
on the Z, I bought the freaking ARP one so that when I take that on and off, it's good forever.
Yep.
But
Well, I went ahead and just bought the GM, like the brand one. So I didn't want to go
What do
cheap
you-
on that bolt.
what are you aiming for over there now?
Nothing.
Oh no, go ahead.
I'm just saying, crank your motor over with your wrench and just
Oh
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with
If
that. Listen, if your engine takes too much crank more than the torque is to torque that bolt on, you got a bigger problem than over torquing your bolt.
Yeah. Well, like I said, if we go too far, I'll just turn it back, right?
I mean, if it's torqued, yeah, probably, yeah. It won't. It's not going to break the torque loose. I can tell you that much.
Well, we're not going to turn it back.
Well,
you can turn your motor backwards. It doesn't care.
That's what I was thinking.
It does not give a shit.
It doesn't.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm not doing it. I'm scared.
I mean,
because he's familiar with diesel engines.
I mean, you're not trying to spin it fast.
Everyone has heard that. Everyone has heard that wives' tale. Don't spin the motor counterclockwise or whatever. Here's the best part.
I'll tell you right now. Do not spin a diesel motor counterclockwise.
Oh no!
Don't do it.
So listen. The major reason for that is the way those things build compression, and you can't just open the compression. I know that's what I'm saying. With an engine, gas engine, you take the spark plugs out. It's not building compression anyhow. It's just venting to atmosphere, so it won't matter.
Okay,
gotcha.
Well, that's the difference.
I didn't think it made a difference.
That is the difference there. Yeah.
If your motor is timed significantly wrong and overheating, you may shut it off, and it may turn backwards on its own.
Yes.
Yep.
Which is what happens.
I've never had that happen. I swear.
He's never had that happen 5 or 7 times.
Yeah, I drove a truck like that for a year. Every time you shut it off, it did that.
Yeah.
Hey, since you lost 350, did you want a 350 out of El Camino?
Oh, you're gonna bite the bullet and LS.
I think I'm just gonna put an LS in it. I'm gonna keep the transmission that's in there since it's brand new.
I can come down. I'll have that motor out in 2 hours.
Listen, we've created a monster, dude. He pulled one freaking LS motor, and this dude is a swap guy for life. I dig it, man. I'm so torqued right now.
He's that mad at the carburetor.
No,
yes, he's so mad at the carburetor. Instead of buying a new, he's
I'm not spending $400 on a carburetor. I'll just put a new. I can put an LS engine at $400. Come on.
Hey, Cletus, I sent you that listing on Facebook.
Send it to me on Instagram. I'm not logging into
Facebook. As a personal goal, I'll do it. I suggest that you try to get the engine out in like half the time. So maybe 4 days next time.
Yeah, I mean 7 hours. I mean,
we have a working cherry picker, so that would help.
And they know where all the bolts are. And how to get to them.
I promise you, we can do it more in less than half the time that we did this last time.
You can do it more better? I know you can.
I'll take that.
I am saying you guys learned, and that's good. And I definitely think you could do better next time.
Yep, I agree with that completely.
Nice as I can say.
All I can say is there's no effing way we're getting this done in 3 days.
Okay, that's fine. We got 7 days to do it, right? 6 days, 5 days. 5 days.
Well, I'm really hoping to be up there Friday or Saturday, and we can start doing some stuff.
Well, but we can't.
Okay, wait till dudes get there.
Here.
Oh, listen, we'll have them. We can do stuff with the motor, and
technically,
we'll have all that stuff done.
Technically, I can get the car and leave on Saturday if I chose not to sleep. So, yeah.
Well, but if you get there early, just help Cletus finish pulling the transmission out.
Yeah.
Bring some tools with you too. We
don't have my outlet fire. I have tools.
That came out.
Oh boy. Is that fiberglass? Somebody was really good at fiberglass.
That is actually
life as.
Or is it a kit?
He's making
wide body.
Yeah. The pillars.
It's incomplete.
The pillars are next to each other right now, so that roof is not attached.
Oh my god!
No, it's not.
Look how far down, and look at the roof. It's all four. Whoa! I didn't even notice that part.
Yeah.
He still has the original seats, carpet, and door panels, though.
What
are we looking at?
It's a 6-cylinder.
Oh, it was a
Mercedes.
It's a Lexus.
It said Mercedes.
Did it? What was it?
Well, now the engine might be. The car is listed as a Mercedes C-Class.
It's 2001 Mercedes C-Class engine rebuild. It says.
So look at the steering wheel. Click.
Yeah, it's Mercedes.
Yeah, I saw
Mercedes. Oh, he's got.
Oh, this is the model. Yeah.
Oh,
so
dang.
if you read his little thing, he owns Knight Customs in downtown Virginia. It did look like a Lexus emblem before.
That's actually where my my wife went to high school in Winchester.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
walk you through the process on how to complete it.
Everything is done by me.
Oh, it looks that way.
I mean, it actually looks like pretty good work, but it's just not done.
The roof is a major issue.
Yeah. He'll walk you through how to do it, though. It's simple.
There is so much unfinished fiberglass right there.
Yes, there is.
Oh, God.
Look at the overlap from the cut. They cut that thing and dropped it down, 8 inches?
Had to. It's double. I mean, it's half.
Look over here. It's not even.
No, it's laying next to it.
Yeah, the roof is just sitting on there.
Yeah.
Go back to the first picture.
Put it down there.
Go back to the first picture. You can see it a lot better in the
Who
far away picture.
funded this abortion?
So keep going. All right, now pay attention to the pillars. See how they're half the distance? Like literally.
Yeah, and look how forward it is. And off to one,
they just got the roof and set it on there. Said, "Whoa, look at it."
So much work that needs to be done to make that do anything.
I mean,
the fiberglass work isn't bad. The rest
that can be. It's just not finished.
It's unfinished,
it's
and that's your hard part.
It's a fun weekend project, guys. Come on.
How about the engine now?
A fun weekend project.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of engines, on your
Did you see how much he's selling that abortion for?
No, I did not.
$3,500.
Hey, there's $3,500 worth of fiberglass on that thing.
Oh,
yeah, actually.
The problem.
The vent tubes to go across, or the vent tube that goes across the engine. Did you cap them off, or did you keep the steam
ports?
The steam ports. Yeah, you're gonna want to. We're gonna integrate the one in the front. The one in the back on my motor is capped off. They're blank offs, and
I think they're already capped anyway in the back on this.
They might be. The front ones we're gonna we'll tie that into the radiator system somehow.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, backs are capped. Well, what I've missed.
Well, they have these little things on them. But
Yeah, the share one should be in there.
Oh, how about this exhaust hanger?
Yeah.
Okay, here's my plastic container of things.
We just took all the bolts and we were pulling the engine.
That's a mayonnaise container. That's how he gets his mayonnaise.
Body fortress.
Okay. I feel better about that because if that's a mayonnaise container, I don't eat that much mayonnaise in my entire life, let alone.
I don't eat mayonnaise at all.
I don't either. It's too spicy.
Hey, Nick.
What did you just say?
Joke. That's it's too spicy.
It's too spicy.
You've never heard of that before?
What are you a Miracle Whip kind of guy there, dudes?
No, actually, I don't much care for sandwich spreads.
What?
I don't much care for condiments in general. If you can't make something that tastes good without condiments, you're doing it wrong.
I agree with a lot of things on that.
So is that a blank off or that's a blank off? Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, cool. Okay, so I see it now.
A bolt goes in
That's
there.
the one that goes on that. That's the other one that goes in the back there.
Yes.
That's all that seals that? Like, is there no gasket there?
There's a little rubber O-ring.
Okay, so there's something in there.
Yeah, that was what was leaking on mine when I was trying to go to the tuners with the Z. The ones in the back, and so I had the passenger side was leaking. Couldn't figure it out. Nothing I was doing. Swapped the freaking thing to the other side, and then both were leaking. I'm like, what the actual crap? Put new seals on it. Did everything. Couldn't get it to stop. I actually RTV'd that shit on there, and that fixed it.
So what are the steam ports for? Do you guys know?
I have a thought, but
it's pressure.
They go to the throttle body?
No.
It doesn't. So I thought one of the right one goes to the throttle body and the other one goes to the radiator.
Well, there's usually heat that runs through the throttle body with water.
But. So what they're supposed to do is they're supposed to level out the heat sink in your heads. So let's heat the heat pockets out, and then it drains back to the rad and stuff like that.
Like so balance is side to side.
If you're making big power, you don't really want them capped off.
7 working days, Nick.
Big power.
Well, I don't think we're making big power, but we'll not cap them off. We'll leave the back ones capped, of course, and then the front ones.
And that's the way mine are. So basically, what I did on mine is I have because I have hardline for my radiator tubes. We just did an NPT deal and then ran a line over to it, and it plugs in there.
Bubba says steam ports lets the air lock out for the coolant.
Yep. It helps with that.
When we were flushing the coolant, there was steam coming out of that port.
Yeah.
So I knew coolant went there, but I didn't know anything more than that.
What? No.
Huh?
No.
Yeah, in theory, it gets rid of the air pockets, gives you better heat distribution on the heads.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, they do not recommend you plug those off.
Okay. Well, we had just seen some plugged off. I'm like, we could just leave them on there. They're not doing anything. I mean,
Well, I assume
Yeah.
that's factory.
Yeah, it is. The back ones, I think, what was it saying? There's something for the engine level.
Yeah, he
now,
says on
we seen some
Tom
that
said
had the
engine
whole
level.
thing like the front, and then it ran to the back, and we seen. Yeah, I was looking.
Steamport kits, there's ones where they all hook together and then come off of one. But if you're
Well,
not
yeah,
running like a cathedral raised intake, there's no room to do that kit.
Bubba
Yeah.
says as long as it's tilted back, you only need front ones. Yeah, it's going to be tilted back.
Don't
Yeah,
tilt
put
the
it about 3 to 5 degrees, I think is what they run.
No, it.
Yeah, keeps your oil in place. Unless you're going to run a sump, and then it doesn't matter.
Well, apparently it would matter for the coolant thing.
Well, so like the engine in the Z, I believe, has a front sump. So I think that engine sits pretty flat.
Okay.
Is how it is in the Z,
Cool.
I believe.
So the oil pump, I was watching online how you can modify it to make it flow more oil pretty
Just
easy.
a spring?
Like, super easy.
Yeah, it's just a spring.
So you put a spring in the part, and then also where the oil hooks to it and it comes out or whatever, there's a little edge right there you can take and
File
burn
it
down
down.
the edge or
Devil
whatever.
that edge.
It's-
Smooth
it's
it out a
mellowed
bit,
out.
get better reference.
Cord
And
it,
that's what
if you
they'll
will.
put it- and
Do you
then
guys
also
have
take the gear
feeler
out.
gauges?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
Okay, because you're gonna need the feeler gauges to. Well, you're supposed to use the feeler gauges to center the
Center it.
pump on the freaking shaft. Otherwise,
Right.
the pump can wear out.
The oil pump itself, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
That's
And
fine.
you take the front cover off of the oil pump, and you can see the oil pump mechanism, gear,
Yep, the gears,
rotation, whatever you want to set. You're supposed to, because those bolts that hold it, the two on either side, that whole housing can move up and down and back and forth, side to side, a wee little bit on the crank. So
Okay.
you want to shim that and get that where you want it. You know what I mean? Now,
What do you
Okay.
shim
I'll
it
look up where it's supposed to be, like the spec.
you don't have to. Shim is a bad word. You use the feeler gauges to get it where it needs to be, and then you just
I
torque
got
it. Well, then you
and
torque
just
it
lock
down.
it in.
Yeah, Bubba, that's right.
I believe
3
so.
feeling
Feeler
gauges.
gauges.
002. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, one thing I was watching, you could take the little gear out, and you can on each of the little star ends of the gear, the little teeth of it, I guess, on the you could take and drill a little bit or whatever to make it where it holds the oil like divot.
I wouldn't do that, but that's
I don't
up
need
to
to
you.
modify it for that.
I'm not
it does work
modifying
pretty
porting a little bit here and there, maybe, but like actually drilling into the freaking no, I'm not doing that.
Does it need to be ported though?
Nope.
Okay.
The factory
Yeah.
pump's not the weak link in that system at all.
Really not.
Okay.
But it's got 200,000, 100,000 miles on it.
Yeah,
so
so I still might
put
put the spring in it at least.
Yeah.
No,
if you want
what
to.
I'm saying, not the original pump. I'm saying the factory pump.
Very style. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's a
they're-
factory.
Well,
I bought a factory.
You gotta look at how much. I mean, you can put the other spring in to up the pressure, but at what point is too much pressure a thing? And
Yeah.
flow is the other thing too. Too much flow is a thing. So I would,
Yeah.
if you're not planning on running a turbo system,
Not especially.
because the extra flow comes in handy when you're sending oil to all over the place.
All right, I'll leave it alone then. God.
So just run the stock pump and be good then?
And you could always, if you want more later, drop the pan and change the freaking spring out. It's easy. Dude's just killing himself over there. Not.
Yeah, he is. I want to know what he's saying. Come on. Tell us.
He's saying all the things I'm getting to. He's just
No, you
waiting.
just put the spring in. It's not going to hurt anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, your difference might be 60 to 75 or possibly even 80 psi. Yeah, it can cause problems with blah, blah, blah. But it's not going to be relative to what you're doing with it. I always put a heavier spring in every oil pump I ever put in. I like to see 70 pounds oil pressure all the time.
Well, the LSs aren't like the old Oldsmobiles where they emptied the pan out onto the top of the head. So
Right.
you don't have to worry about that, right?
Self centers itself in one rotation.
And then you tighten the pump down.
I don't know about that one, but
Well,
we'll
if
see.
we- I mean, it won't hurt to turn it. We can
Sure.
check it with feeler gauges.
We'll check
then.
it either way. It's not going to hurt.
Yeah. It's a learning experience.
Sure.
Yeah.
PG King.
I don't think I'd choose to learn with the oil pump, but
That's what I was going to say.
You gotta do it for the first time sometime.
Listen, it's a free motor, so what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, it cost me a
I
dime.
mean,
It's a little bruises, a little blood, ain't nothing.
can you? Obviously, you can't turn the oil pump to oil the motor, so
No.
it has to wait until the motor's turning at such RPM.
No, there's a
to its
priming.
job.
There is a priming port on those. That
I was going to
Yeah.
say, Waster said there's a port where you can just pour oil in it.
There is
Yeah, but
the
it
right
doesn't
way.
prove that the oil pump works. Though.
Oh, I got you.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a brand new oil
there's-
pump. You think it wouldn't work?
Well, I'm
Yeah.
not saying it won't. I'm just saying,
So the LS pumps are not known for having any failures.
yeah.
on
Well, it's
that
just like any of the
pump.
Chryslers. They're all the same thing, and they work, and don't
Yeah.
worry about
So
them.
how many
Um,
broken exhaust studs did you guys come across?
One,
Was it just
only
two?
one? Yeah.
One.
Really?
Only that
I
front
thought it
one.
was two.
Oh, that's
No.
not
On the
bad.
manifold you're talking about, right?
On the manifolds. Those manifolds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one.
That's
Yeah,
not
on
bad.
the, where the cats hooked up, there were two broke, or we had to bust or whatever.
Yeah.
Huh.
But on the
That's
manifold
impressive.
itself, there was only one exhaust bolt. Exhaust manifold
Yeah.
bolt.
This is exactly why I don't want to fix the exhaust manifold gaskets on my truck right now. Is what you're telling
Well,
me.
if you do, make sure to buy them brackets. That way, it won't do it again.
Well, there is a aftermarket thing out there that it actually bolts onto the back of the head and comes around and pushes. So if you don't want to replace the broken stud in the exhaust manifold,
Creates like an aftermarket clamp.
it's an aftermarket clamp. Yeah.
Huh.
So if it's one of the back studs that's busted, then they
Yeah,
actually
the
work
back
pretty good.
The back one sucks because you can't really get the freaking
See-
welder in there.
Now you can tell me, anybody can explain this to me because I'm not an LS guy, but I was told that if I put full tube headers on my 6-liter, I'm going to have to change the tune in the motor.
Not gonna have to.
Well, I mean, there's still a mass airflow system, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say your O2 sensor and your O2 sensors and your mass airflow should work that out.
Okay.
You know,
Guys,
it's-
I've thought about fixing the gaskets, and if I fix the gaskets, I'm going to say screw it, and it's going to get long tube headers and full exhaust while I'm
Yeah.
changing the gaskets.
You can honestly take a 5.3 computer and run a 6-liter on it without tuning it.
it'll just
I can believe
learn
that.
itself. And
Can you run
do
a
its thing.
5.3 on a 6L computer?
Yeah.
But I've been told if you don't tune them because of the extra flow and how the 6-liter's set up in those trucks, you can end up burning a piston and all that crap.
I highly doubt that, but maybe.
They're pretty close to the same. They're not that much different. As far as I can tell.
I've been told by a few LS people, it says if you're leaving them stock, and you got to tune them if you do anything because they're at their limit from the factory.
Well, you know, tuning's always a good thing for optimizing, but like because you got the mass airflow and you've got the O2 sensors, it
You
trims
should
itself
learn.
out pretty good.
Yeah. It's not like it's a closed loop system where it's only going to work on these parameters. It's got things coming in to make it adjust to a certain point. I mean, if it's too much flow and you've opened it way up and it's at its, because they do have limits to where it's going to only go so far, but that seems crazy to me that a set of long tubes will do that to it. But I've never done just a set of long tubes to a motor. I mean, I've normally
Well,
when
in
you're doing
stock format. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I'm assuming
you
if you change
throw
the
a
cam,
headers, and intake at it. Yeah,
and you're
going
to do a tune then no matter what.
Exactly. Yes,
Well,
and
the
that's
cam looks
normally
pretty
when
easy
you're going to do
changing this.
it. Cam's not hard at all. Yeah, the thing you got to worry about is wiping out the freaking bearings.
They're pretty stout. Come on.
Yeah, dude, Midnight says it right there. Were those
Yeah.
tuners that told you that?
There's the tuners that told you that.
Probably.
Yeah, that'll be
Make you use my
$500.
tuner too.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. It depends on if you're staying stock form and you're in a car that already came with an LS in it, blah, blah, blah. Doing the HP setup and having the tuning set up that way is not a terrible way to go. And there's a lot of information out there so you can kind of figure out how to tune, but it's the usability on the HP tuner to the Holley setup is night and day different.
Well, I'll tell you the headers that we're going with on the Volvo look almost just like the manifold, the exhaust manifolds that are on there, but it's just closer.
Yes.
Yeah, I said that when you held them up. I'm like, those look like truck manifolds.
They
Well, no, it does. I'm just saying it's without
Yeah.
the heat, of course, but it looks like
they
the
are
metal almost-
made for that purpose, to be tight to the block to swap it
Yeah.
into things. It's
But the
their
thing
whole
is
purpose.
a lot of stock LS manifolds are already built that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the same thing with the
How much
Hummers.
were
The
those?
Hummers hug the block pretty good too.
For the set, can I tell you the junkyard I went to? There was $75 per
junkyard.
junkyard
What?
for
What about
headers.
these brand new?
For the
For
manifold.
headers for the manifolds. Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
Well, headers cost more than manifolds.
not headers. I'm sorry. The stock fucking manifolds.
Really?
Why?
No, that'd been like $10 here.
Because
These were $172
that's what I'm saying. So, like I said,
Oh.
with
$75
with
because I had to go
mounting
to
hardware.
I had to go to the junkyard to get one because I needed another
Man,
passenger
you are
side.
screaming, don't touch an LS motor to me right now.
Hey, listen,
Yeah.
that junkyard was some bullshit with that.
Shit,
but,
I got two of them. You can take with you when you leave if you want.
I will take them actually if
Okay,
you're not
I'll set them
doing
aside. You
them.
can have
I can never have enough of those
take them. I'm not going to use them
because I chop them up and make log style type manifold stuff out of it. Like, if you ever watched the video I did for the turbo system,
You'd be surprised how many I've chunked out before.
Oh yeah, I mean, well,
They're good
certain ones are useless.
Just scrap
Certain
ones.
ones aren't.
Yeah, they're good weight in metal. I mean, if you're scrapping, exhaust
yeah.
manifolds are a lot of good weight.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
and usually on the LSs, if I got to replace the manifold gasket stuff, sometimes depends on what car it is, I'll replace the manifolds themselves because sometimes they crack and all that.
So
I've never seen one crack.
no, I have a service manual. It came with my truck. It says all the things that were serviced on it. It has 95,000 original miles. The manifolds have been replaced 3 times. Both sides.
Really?
Yep, because of cracks.
That's great.
What's up, Shade Tree?
But I know why they cracked. So
Why did they crack?
it's a plow truck, and when you push snow up underneath the hood at high speed, it
I don't think that hot
Cold.
getting hit with cold. Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. That would explain why I've never seen that because I've never had a truck that you would do that with.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Please clean up the motor while you have it out.
Good idea.
It's weird, almost
A
as
really
if
good idea.
It's like it's over there cleaning itself right now.
it looks like the only thing that's not cleaned is that oil pan that we're not reusing.
Right.
That's right.
Okay, I have a question. Why is your chair over there, Cletus?
I'll answer that if you'd like.
Go ahead, Ryan. Tell us why his chair is
I
there.
was wondering.
So I built it. It's actually my chair. No, I'm just kidding. When we built it, I shot the video for it, and he was standing about where the chair is over there, and I was filming, except I had a whiteboard in the back with a bunch of information on it that can't go on YouTube.
People's emails,
Like bills, addresses, and emails and stuff like that. So all of the ending of the video I couldn't use because I was filming him talking, so I was moving around. So I couldn't just blur it because it moved around a bunch. So I actually bring it over today when we were working on the engine. So we reshot
and
it.
then, not thinking about having a live, I left it over there.
Yeah.
So now I'm sitting on some Yukon seats.
Oh, I see. So you're like a production studio now. You got to take 2, reshoot it. Yeah, let's get some shit in the background.
That's what we had to do with that one. Yeah. So,
It's just dude's phone number and address. We could just left it on there.
that's true. We could have. Yeah.
Fix it.
Wasted social security number.
I don't want to
Just
live here
fix it in
forever
post.
anyway. I really do feel bad for the people that buy this house because there's gonna be some rando come by. Is this where they shoot dudes with riches? And they're like, yeah.
You know, so all of my videos, I never worried about like hiding anything because I knew by the time those videos got out, I wasn't going to live there anymore.
What about when you move to your new place and you get your
I
new
will
shop
be
built there?
I will be a
Come
lot
on.
more once I get to my forever spot. I'm going to be a lot more careful with that.
Yeah.
I have photoshopped a lot of addresses off my house before on photos and shit like that.
Yeah. I really was concerned about it when we built the building here and all that kind of stuff with it. And I'm like, I just don't see any way that I can film and it not be easy to figure out where I live, basically, with it.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Inside the shop's one thing, that's not a problem. But as soon as I walk outside, and it's yeah.
The angle of the dangle at midnight, always an issue.
Let's just everybody's
Whoa
dues
there,
address.
monster. Whoa.
I don't even have his information. So
Whoa.
See how you are. God.
But there was other people's that were up there. Monster's phone number was up there.
Special.
If I go up to Iowa, I am going to stop at dude's house one day and not let him know I'm up there. Just knock on his door. Be like, is this where they feel dudes wrenches?
Well, I'll let you know. I'm nobody, and there's been 3 people over here. 3.
Oh, wow.
That is true.
Really?
His biggest fan. His biggest fan stopped by.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
I dare Hitler to show up over at Cletus's.
I'm going to tell you this. And I know they're not probably watching because they don't. I don't know. Maybe they are. Hi, guys. I don't care.
I don't care if you watch or not.
These guys were good guys. I'll start with that. But I'm just going to say, I'm nobody. And if you think I'm somebody, that's kind of weird.
Nobody's wrenches.
Listen, you're a TikTok superstar, bud.
Yes,
That's
right.
Yeah, forgot about that.
Those
I
people
don't have a
from
guy
TikTok
yet,
go
so.
over there.
Not there
Well,
yet.
I mean, you know, you gotta get to 100,000.
Well, I
Where
got
are
to
you
put
at
up
right
more
now?
than 10 videos, I think, you know.
Yeah.
And keep them up.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
keeping them up is the hard
Hey,
part.
I did it on TikTok, too. I removed more than it's up there.
I know.
Did you really?
Yeah, it's because he got to a point where anything under 10,000 wasn't good enough for him.
Yeah.
I put some under 10,000 back up there to try to grow them.
If they don't hit
Show-
10,000, though.
He's a grower, not a shower, boys.
Well, it grows and then you show. That's how it works.
I should do that on Instagram. Oh, wait. I would take all videos down.
I have been doing the thing where I put a video up as a short, and if it doesn't get 1,000 views, I take it down, change it a little bit, and put it back up.
Really?
It's working. I may take 2 or 3 times of doing it before it
That's why I
hits.
keep seeing those things.
Yeah, that's why you keep seeing the similar ones over and over
That's
again. Yeah,
why my
I wonder if the one I
suggestions in
put up
YouTube
today
are all
is-
Mardi Gras parades.
yeah, those ones I've had limited success with those, but like the car show for the parade, I'm gonna set up a camera on that next year and just film the whole damn thing and just farm that.
You're going to
for the
Mardi
year.
Gras next year?
No, for the car show, the car parade that
Yeah. Sorry.
that you see. That's in my hometown from last year.
Gotcha. Now we know where you live.
I mean, everyone knows the town. I live in.
You've already talked about that.
Yeah, that's the town is fine. Listen, if you go to my hometown of Grants Pass, Oregon, you can go there all you want. You're gonna have a hard time figuring out where I live.
I'm not really going to try and do that. I would never
It wouldn't be hard.
try and figure
That's
out where
fine.
someone lives.
I mean, if you live close, we might.
All I have
I
to
would
have
I'd
is
never
your
drive
name.
2,000 miles to come find you.
Oh, that's. I mean, you can have my. Well, I mean, you have my last name. You'll be able to figure
All
it
I
out.
have to have is your name.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in Portland in June, if that helps.
If you're
Oh, yeah?
anyone and you
Just like
own a
layover.
property and
Just
you
a
have a
layover.
name,
Oh.
I can find you.
Yeah, exactly.
Facts.
Public records.
Well,
Also-
I hate to tell you, if you were in the military, your information's already out there anyway. They lose information all the time.
Well, I'm not worried about that. Here's the thing: most people don't know my real name. If you look up "wasted," you're not gonna find me.
Oh, isn't it B. Ryan?
Yeah, it's something like that.
That doesn't sound right.
B.
Never
Then
Ryan.
you gotta figure out. Then you got to figure out my last name.
Oh, I'm not going to say that, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Hernandez.
If you have all of that
Hey, man,
information,
tell
yeah,
anybody.
B. Ryan.
you
Ryan.
can figure it out.
He's a big, jolly Hispanic gentleman.
Yeah, can you
Oh,
not
no,
tell?
like from Spain, Hernandez. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Hernandez
he's
with an
just
S.
really white. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Wasted D. Hernandez.
B. Hernandez.
I like that.
I'll tell you what, I'd be pretty surprised if someone showed up at my place.
Yeah.
You say that, but old
Imagine
Peg
we
had
all live
guys
in the
that wanted to
same
wear
city.
his face like a mask. So
If we
I
all
mean,
lived in the same city, I would feel bad for that city. We would ruin it.
Yeah, I would too.
He'd be ruined.
ruined.
Yeah.
This city's ruined.
Rude.
3 years ago, yeah.
If we all lived in the same city, I'd move. That place
Yeah,
sucks.
no, yeah. Me and 113, we collab often. You know, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
Big
Hey,
Rock
explain
Falls
that.
Dude collabed a few times. Yeah.
Let's go backwards. How
Go
do
backwards.
you guys know each other?
What do you mean?
Well, he's obviously a different age than you. He's older, so you didn't go to school together. You weren't longtime friends.
How do you know he's older
Talk
than
in a
me?
minute.
Well, that's.
I
They used
didn't
know.
to, they
I
used to
know
run next to each other.
things.
I don't know. Is that a public thing you want
I don't care.
to?
Well, I mean, it's pretty simple. Like, how'd you guys meet? I mean, come on, bros.
we're
what was
related.
Was it Tinder? Is that what it's called?
Grinder.
Grinder.
I mean, that's good enough. That's a good enough story for me. Round it up.
Wait! I thought that was Alabama, but all I heard was you're related and Grinder.
We're not directly related.
Good enough story.
Grinder.com.
Oh wow! These jokes write themselves.
That's right.
They went on Grind Finder. Oh.
Not Cousin Finder will work in Alabama though.
So it's actually a really crazy story with all my family's crazy.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to put mine out there.
Step. Anyway.
Yeah, but I don't want to put mine out there.
My mom's third husband, my old stepdad, he's
Cletus.
related to him.
I don't want mine out there. Yeah, I don't want mine out there.
No, that's what I was going to leave it at. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Good enough.
When we're not live, I'll be happy to tell you guys.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's not directly, but yes, that's how we know each other.
Okay.
Oh, listen, we got the Sasquatch out there. It's a thing.
And we've known each other since 2003.
Sounds about right.
I'm just saying, Sasquatch is not a man. It's not male.
Why do you say that?
It's a chick?
It's a chick. Because if it was male, you'd see it more often.
It'd be out there trying to fuck you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, so you need to go to Minnesota to see.
He has a fucking point here. I never thought about this, but from all of the stories I've heard about the Sasquatch, which from the people that do meth that I know, I've heard a lot. Never once has anyone told a story about Sasquatch trying to bend them over.
That's true.
And I'm just saying.
He says he has cousins who lives in Oregon.
Yeah.
Maybe Sasquatch just has standards, guys.
You might be right there, too.
No way that big furry fuck out there in the wilderness by himself all the time has got standards. He sees one dude messed up on peyote or meth or whatever, and he's thinking to himself, bang, bang, bang.
Nobody's going to believe this.
Yeah, no one's finding
me. Isn't that holes or hose? Let's go.
Yeah. What?
No, I thought it was just aliens.
Some people have them stories though where they got raped by.
I have never heard one of those stories.
That's what I'm saying. I've never heard a story where
I've heard aliens. Aliens do this stuff all the time.
That's all aliens do.
Yeah, apparently butt stuff is all that aliens do. But no one ever says Sasquatch raped me in the forest.
Yeah, but would you? Are you? If it
happened,
would you admit to that?
So you're saying the people who get raped don't say anything.
It's 2022. People are coming out if that's the thing. It would be hashtag stop Sasquatch fucking rape if that was a real thing.
You know what? If you're going from a dime to a quarter, then I mean you don't want to tell that story. It's
listen. First of all,
I'm just saying, as lonely as Squatchy would be, an occasional homosexual male would come up and he'd have to tell that story.
Yeah, and second of all, if you're going from a dime to a quarter, you're probably going to need to seek some sort of medical attention afterwards. And someone's going to ask the question of how this happened. And what are you going to say? Because at that point, there's no hiding the fact that your butthole has been tampered with. So are you ashamed to tell them it was Sasquatch? I mean,
we have degraded a long ways in this conversation. A very short
time. These are standard questions right now.
Standard questions. I mean,
are you aware that
you ain't walking home?
Anyways.
That's actually Roseburg's where the VA hospital is, so I'll be going up there from time to time.
The most dangerous Halloween costume you could buy, Sasquatch.
Yeah, listen.
I don't go to the VA hospital anymore. I just go to the clinic. The clinic's like really close, so it's nice.
I hear there is a clinic in Medford that's not too far away, but I've also heard everyone say that place sucks, and they go to the one in Roseburg. And the nice thing about the one on Roseburg is there's an Indian casino in between my house and there. So my grandfather, every time he goes there, goes up, does his appointment, and then comes back, spends the night at the casino.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah, that seems like a scam.
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
7
feathers. That's the name of the casino. You think I'm kidding? Yeah.
So racist.
It's what I don't know. So in Oregon, you can only casinos have to be Indian casinos. You can't have them.
No, that's it. In Iowa, you can't have a casino license unless it's approved by all these different groups, and you can only have one every so many miles. But if you're an Indian casino, as many as you want.
Oh yeah, so you can't have. So you guys ever heard of Dutch Brothers Coffee?
Yeah.
Okay, so that started in my hometown. Dane and God, I can't remember the other brother's name.
We get it. It's fine.
They started. The guy who owns the whole thing.
Friends.
They're not my friends. I went to high school with one of their kids. It's not that cool. But anyhow, they built a horse racing track and casino. Well, not casino, but the state of Oregon decided it was a casino, and now they can't open it.
Ooh.
So they built this big hotel, and essentially it's a freaking casino with horse racing machines. Yeah, you have like digital horses that race.
What? I guess the odds are the same. Probably
it was a total scam. It was a casino, and Oregon was like, yeah, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And so dude's like, well, and so the dude was like, oh well, we're gonna have to let 200 employees go, and everyone's like, well, why did you hire a bunch of people for a casino you didn't have a freaking permit for?
Why not?
Yeah,
to program the digital horses.
Well, to serve all the drinks and whatnot to the people that are not gambling at casino but at a horse racing.
Yeah. So in South Dakota, they had to set limits on how much you could spend on the electric casino machines in gas stations and bars. Because
really?
I guess you lose your life savings at a casino machine in a bar somewhere.
Well, so
I don't doubt it. When I used to go out to the bars once in a while, you'd see someone sitting there from the point that they were there before I even walked in the door, and they were
say, how much time are you trying to sell us you spend in that bar there?
Yeah, exactly.
I was there all day, and they were on
much money
I
as they
drank
did
like
on
30 drinks, and I seen them there the whole time.
It's actually impressive because I don't actually drink that I actually go out to bars at all. But, you got friends, they go out. But
yeah, you got to wait until they're ready to go. So you got to sit there the whole
time. Right.
In Oregon, anywhere can have the state lottery Keno or gambling machines. It's whatever. It has all types of different ones. But you can only have, I think it's 7 machines in an establishment.
Yeah.
So you'll end up with those video poker things at like the gas station, like the little cookie mark.
South Dakota.
Yeah.
You don't get none of that stuff in Iowa. You got to go over to the border.
Oh, Arkansas the same way. If shit in Arkansas, we even dry. In fact, when y'all come here, we live in a dry county. So.
Oh well, I'm not coming anymore.
So what does that mean? You can't buy alcohol at all?
You can't buy alcohol at a store.
If you go to restaurants, you can buy alcohol, or you can go a few miles to the next county and buy all the alcohol.
Okay, whoa. So you can go to a restaurant and buy a drink to go, or buy a bottle of alcohol?
No, you cannot take one to go.
Or you could just drive south for a couple hours and you can drink wherever the heck you want. And
you can do that.
Well, you can drink wherever you want.
The next county, any direction.
No, but if you go to the next county, which is
I'll be bringing this whole pile of garbage here, dudes. You'll be fine. You can just
yeah.
Well, and I have plenty of
your store's not that far away.
It's not.
Okay, so I have a question. I'm confused because we have. I'm not going to go there. That's racist. But so, is there alcoholics where you live?
Oh yeah.
So you can't buy alcohol, but there's homeless alcoholics everywhere. How does that work?
It's not that far away.
We're not that big of a town, so there's not like a bunch of homeless alcoholics.
You said county.
Yeah, but the county, they're probably like on the line for the county, aren't
yeah,
you?
we're on the line to the county. So
a county in Iowa is pretty big, and you're not walking to another county unless you live on the edge of it.
Well, you're not walking. Well, no, you're not walking.
I mean, it's about 10 miles to the line. But
I'm just speaking as a drunk homeless person here.
Yep.
You probably, as a drunk homeless person, you probably don't live in a dry county.
Yeah,
that's how you keep. So I'm leading into the fact that that's how you keep the homeless out.
Well, no, because you're not a drunk homeless person; you're a meth homeless person.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, that does bring up the meth.
So how long does it take to drive from one end of the county to the other? Just out of curiosity.
So the county we live in, you could drive.
It depends on where. I don't know where would be a good.
It's probably a weird freaking shape.
Kicked out of Applebee's.
We'll say you're on
an hour. I don't think you could probably go around the whole county within 2 hours. I would think.
Oh, so that okay. So
Yeah,
there's another
probably.
question.
Yeah.
This
So
is smaller.
you have a huge problem with drunk driving then?
No, actually,
You can only go get drunk at a restaurant.
Oh yeah, it happens. Oh yeah,
it happens. We don't have a huge problem with it. It's not like out of control, but it happens.
I mean, that depends on your definition.
The taxis here give people rides for free if you're drunk.
Okay, so you've fixed that system of debauchery.
That makes sense. Well, it's like, so where I'm from, where the way I-5 runs, you can be in and out of my county in like probably 35, 40 minutes.
Well, and I think if you're on the interstate, if you're on 40, say coming from Little Rock, you would cross the line there, Mayflower, just past Mayflower or whatever. So you would hit it there, and then it would be over towards Morrilton. So that's less than 30 minutes.
Yeah, on the other side of Farmville.
This is not the longest portion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of where I-5 goes through. It's wider this way than it is up and down, which is how
we have I-40 that goes through here. So
yeah, if you were doing 60 to 70 miles an hour, it would take you about a little over an hour to get through my county.
Yeah, I don't even think it would take you 30 minutes. It might be 30 minutes, but that's pushing it.
Pretty much where we are for the most part. Going east isn't as easy, but we're around 2 hours. You can be out of the state in almost any direction.
Yes.
Pretty close. Yeah. North, south, east, or west.
So,
east is a little, 2.5 hours.
You mean Oklahoma or Tennessee or Texas or
well,
Missouri,
the province of Alberta,
Louisiana.
You can stay in the province of Alberta if you're going north-south, probably for about 15 hours.
Wow.
Nope.
No. Can't.
I mean,
Now, if you're in Florida, that works fun.
Now, if you're in Texas, you could drive across Texas in 15 hours.
Yeah.
To drive from one side to Iowa to the other, it's 6.
Yeah.
And that's Arkansas is probably close to that because you're 2.5 hours.
Yeah, maybe.
So 5 to 6, something like that. Yeah. Main freeway.
Sure.
Canada's huge.
Huge.
Has anybody ever used this before? I'm going to start using it and see how it works.
What is it?
It's stiction eliminator. Didn't you know stiction was a problem?
All I saw was stiction. I couldn't tell what
I thought it was alcohol.
It's for diesel stuff, isn't it?
No, it's for everything.
Really?
Yep.
I don't know what that is.
Well, let me tell you, it's an engine restoration nano lubricant.
Nano
Restores power and compression, reduces wear, and protects turbos, injectors, and rings. This is what you use after Squatch gets after you.
So that's all right, nanotechnology.
I thought it was during, wasn't it?
I mean, it could probably be used for that too. I mean, it's stiction eliminator. You don't want to stick to that. I mean,
you don't want no stiction when it comes to Sasquatch.
No, you don't.
What if he gave you gas at $1.50 a gallon? I mean, come on.
Well, he's getting you.
Yeah, how much is that stiction eliminator?
Right.
So you add a little bit of this to your oil, and it's supposed to do all this crazy, awesome things.
Yeah.
It's got a snake on the front of it?
Add to engine oil. Safe with synthetic oils. Do not use simultaneously with other oil additives.
Oh,
why not?
I don't know.
It's not oil.
It's made for snake oil, right?
Yes, exactly.
It is not cheap. Not cheap.
So it's expensive snake oil.
It's expensive snake oil. I stare at it at the parts store all the time, and I'm like, I'm buying this.
Yeah, tree. That's BC's just as tall, man. It's a long drive.
Yeah,
I can believe you on that midnight road. That's some good stuff. I use it all the time.
This bottle treats
It's
20
solstice, though.
quarts of oil.
Really?
Yeah.
Buy
with 100% insurance, money back guarantee. This product is expert trusted. We will replace any engine that is destroyed by our product.
Really?
So what if I
Really?
about to
Yeah.
How are you gonna fix that?
Yeah, how are you going to prove it?
Yeah.
That's the hardest part right there. Yep.
That's not me.
Avoid prolonged or repeated skin contact when using motor oil. Used motor oil has been shown in some cases to cause skin cancer in laboratory animals.
What?
Do not wash exposed areas with soap and water. Keep out of reach of children. Do not pollute. Return used oil to collecting centers.
Those are good instructions. Keep out of reach of children. Don't pollute. I'm good with that. Yeah.
Says it opens injectors too, which I don't know how that happened. If you have oil in your injectors, you have a problem.
Oh, yeah.
You're not supposed to have oil in your injectors?
Yeah.
No, it's just supposed to be in where your spark plugs are, right? It's supposed to puke oil out there.
Well, I mean,
two-stroke, right?
If you got a little blow by, and your blow by goes back into your intake, so I mean, I guess
it's fine.
It's fine.
How does that stuff get to the intake?
Barely a problem.
Injectors.
Barely, yeah.
Yeah, it says restores failing injectors, establish stiction-free engine. Use the recommended quantity of stiction eliminator.
Oh.
I didn't even know stiction was a problem.
So that, like Lucas Oil or something?
No, it's made by Hot Shot Secrets, powered by science.
I don't know, man. That's some pretty heavy claims.
How many keywords can you put on there to sell your
Exactly.
A lot. It's got a lot of words on her.
It does.
But this bottle was like, you don't want to know how much bottle this was. It's bad.
I want to laugh at you for how much you paid for that bottle. Does that help?
You can laugh. It's warranty.
Okay.
I
Don't
just
drink
see
it.
it all the time, and it's an impulse buy, and I have poor
How thick
impulse
is it?
control. What?
How thick is it?
It's not. It's pretty.
Pretty liquidy. Pretty viscous,
liquidy.
right?
Well, you mix it with your oil,
man.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So seafoam.
Well, it's
much.
possible. Yeah.
So it's KY
Yeah,
jelly.
I
I
mean,
gotcha.
But it doesn't have rubits in it, and this has rubits in it, so it's fine.
Rubens.
Little nano rubits. They're not really a robot, but I can say that they are.
Let's see here.
Hey, I got some of that too.
High mileage seafoam.
I've actually been putting that
Oh.
in everything. So
Yeah. Put it in the crankcase. You can put it in it cleans your injectors, all that stuff that other stuff says doing.
Well, what you're supposed to do is put a third in the vacuum, third in the gas, third in the oil.
yep.
Yeah, well, if you're gonna put it, yes. But they also do other stuff. So you can put it in your crankcase, you can put it in your fuel, of course. Then also you can spray it in your intake with the spray stuff. So, with it running and everything. Yeah.
I like how the big white cloud comes out when you use it.
It's like vaping.
After it soaks, yep. Well, and then now they have stuff for your transmission, your power steering.
Push
They
your
also
car
have
vape.
cleaning stuff now. And then they have deep creep, of course, which I
What do
use.
you guys? I got a question. What do you have down there for like a Summit Racing? Is there one nearby or?
We got nothing nearby.
No, we have an AutoZone in Advance.
Yeah.
Auto parts.
Summit's in Dallas, isn't it? Just about 6 hours away south.
I'm not gonna admit I paid that.
Summit's in Dallas.
I was thinking there's one in Memphis, but I may be wrong.
So let's play
Now,
Price
Memphis
is Right.
might have some stuff.
Price is Right. What do you think this cost?
$18.99.
All right.
$24.99.
All right.
Wasted's playing video games.
1901, Bob.
Okay.
It's actually
$1.
What do you got, Wasted? What's your price? Price is right on the stick
$7.99.
eliminator. Oh,
$7.
wow.
Oh,
He shot real low. Now for the price of the Stiction Eliminator, coming in at $32.50.
Jesus. I quit, Bob.
That
Oh,
113, I
113
think.
got it.
what do I win?
The bigger bottle costs
You want the
$60.
bottle.
Hey,
Get out of here.
I'm just saying it should work. I'm gonna just put it on my shelf and tell
I gotta
people
see if
I
I'm going through Ohio. I don't think I go through Ohio.
Oh.
No,
I was
Ohio's
just over watching freaking John's doing a No Name National live right now.
Why is
Oh,
it?
yeah?
The title of it is turns out there's been some issues in the No Name National community with losing subscribers that they're gaining.
Oh,
Yeah.
weird.
Weird.
It's like
Yeah.
when you
Finally,
do a sub
they have-
for sub.
They finally caught on to the sub farm that is that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do that. I wouldn't recommend it either.
It took a while, but it looks like they've finally started to hammer those guys for
It's
that.
like they all have the same hashtag or something.
Well,
Yeah.
is it people
It's the
paying
hashtag,
for
I think.
stuff? Or
No. So YouTube.
YouTube's a bunch of.
I
If
did
you
a
don't
video
watch-
on this. YouTube is really scummy with the way that they describe and go sub for sub.
Yeah.
So that's the great thing. I've been doing these freaking shorts, which gets people that I have no idea who the fuck they are subscribing here and there. And YouTube is literally taking those away the same way they do other creators. And I'm like, that's the part I don't get at all. Like, I can see, okay, I can see, like, you have a channel and you come over and you subscribe and don't watch my shit and whatever, blah, blah.
Hey,
But like on a short where I have no idea where that's coming from, they are hammering me.
so you know when I stopped losing subscribers? When I stopped doing shorts.
Trying.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know. I did a short today. I'm still gaining.
Yeah,
I'll do very many.
Yeah.
I'll do
I have
many
one
that
short. I have one short that just 200 views a day now.
Wow.
It's just-
I picked up 2 subscribers somehow since we've been talking here. I don't know where the hell that
I
came
picked
from.
up one. I don't.
Yeah, I was in Norwalk a few years back, Shade Tree, so I was at the summit there.
As of right now, I'm plus 35, so a plus 62 total, but only 35 of those I got to keep. 27 they have taken.
So Mongrels, I've never been in a
This
summit,
month.
but I
I've
do
gained
want to go
this
to a
month.
summit.
In the last 28 days.
Well,
Yeah.
if we
Summit's in Dallas.
so I'll fill you in a little bit on the Mustang.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
We are strongly
Yeah.
considering taking the Mustang down.
Okay.
However, there's a little bit of a challenge involved.
It's a
Because-
Mustang and it wants to hit crowds of people.
Well, it
and
is a
break
Ford, yeah.
down and
But
and that.
We are currently building up the engine for it, the 302, which is actually now a 306.
So it doesn't run.
And
currently.
well, no, it runs right now. It's got the 280, original 289. in it
Oh,
right
okay,
now.
so you're building a
Oh,
motor
okay.
to replace the
Swap in. Yeah.
The goal is to build the engine,
and break it
put
in.
it in, drive it down, and then we also would like to find. He wants to find a TKX while he's down there.
Ooh.
So I don't know if we'll swap that out while we're down there or just haul it back with us.
Doing
Just a
that
second.
kind of swap would get a little dicey. Doing
No,
it,
because it's already got the T5 in it.
Okay, okay.
It'll be straight. I'll just give me a second.
All right then. Dun, 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 dun.
So I got plus 39 subscribers the last 28 days.
Oh, is that all?
I think I'm at 30.
So let me tell you what, Mr. Cletus.
That's,
I have done nothing for the past 28 days.
yeah.
And let me get there. And I have I have a plus 34 subscribers doing nothing.
Let's see.
Taking
Yeah.
videos down.
Yeah.
Mine's
It's ridiculous.
definitely slowed down.
That's why I can't fault myself. I'm like, did I do something wrong? No, it's succeeding. So
The lives
I was
help you
getting
though
subbed.
too.
I was getting
Well,
some.
yeah, but he doesn't do the lives on his channel. He needs to start doing them on his channel.
That's fine, but when
we
people
talked
come
about
into the
that last
chat,
week when you got off yours.
I've been trying to scumbag. He needs to start doing it because I'm gonna once after this build, I'm not gonna be able to do them with any real consistency.
Yeah. That's it.
Unfortunately.
I'm taking Saturdays. That's kidding. I'm not doing
all right,
that.
what were you
Hey,
saying,
thanks,
Mongrels, now that you're back?
Yep.
Oh, with the Mustang? Well, yeah. Okay, so we're currently building the 302 for it, or the 306. So that's a complete custom build. I've got it on the channel right now. When I did the bottom end, so now the next video we're doing the AFR heads and the intake and all that good stuff. The car's already been converted to a Holly Sniper fuel injection.
Sweet.
Nice.
It's got the rack and pinion, Randall's rack in it. Coilovers. It's got and we've got the T5 in it, but it's just a junkyard T5. So mechanically, should be pretty confident in the car. It doesn't have any amenities, right? It doesn't have cruise. It's still got the original seats in it, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it might not be the most comfortable. No air conditioning. So, but it'd be a cool drive, I think, in that old car.
It would be. That would be something. I mean, you can say you drove. I'm not disrespecting your Charger at all, but you could drive your Charger anywhere. I mean, that's obviously what it's built to do. And you could say, I drove this Charger, and everybody's going to go, good job.
Yeah.
You drive a Mustang, it's definitely like put that on the list of things you did.
Well,
that's
how many
why
people
we're
survived?
strongly considering it, but we want to get the engine done because we don't want to drive it down there with the original 289 in it.
I could see that. And it would be a good break-in for the motor. I mean,
Yep. But if we can find a TKX while we're down there, we might, who knows, we might just throw her in there while we're down there. It shouldn't take too long.
Well,
Not when it's already got the T5 in it.
as long as me and Cletus aren't doing it. Yeah, I agree.
It's even better when you make the jokes.
Oh, I fully believe it. So,
Oh, he's on the phone.
he's a motorcycle guy. He's fine.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like,
I was like, you tell me what
doesn't
to do.
respect me at
In
all.
3 months, damn, super fast. Everyone's killing it, man.
I know.
I've been over here editing video. I finally to the point where I've edited all of the footage that I had when I came down here 18 months ago. I'm out of stuff to I've got some stuff that is just like garbage footage that I can't bring myself to throw away or to delete yet, but I don't think I'm going to make videos out of it. But other than that, like all the real footage is done and uploaded through end of July.
Sorry, guys. What were y'all saying my name for?
We were like, Cletus doesn't really have friends and he doesn't like us anymore. And then we said something about how he can't pull a motor or a transmission with any kind of expertise.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Oh, and that somebody was offering you a lowball number on your El Camino.
Yeah, I offered $2,000.
You didn't give it to 113 for $2,000? Come on, man.
Look,
he could put a motorcycle on the back of it and cruise around and look badass.
I would love to have an El Camino. I'm not in the point where I would even consider doing that one right now.
I was about to say
No, I think that would be a good one.
So bad that I was just going to sell it the way it was for cheap, and I thought $4,000 was cheap. If somebody offered me 35, I probably would have took it, but I'm not taking 25.
What year is it?
It's an 81.
An 81.
Yeah, I've got the paperwork for the transmission where the guy had got it before me. Put a brand new transmission in. It was $3,200.
It's got the title.
Who's running a crotch rocket right now?
Oh, you want to drive back to Canada?
No.
Get you some.
That's like $10,000 Canadian, man.
He's down the street. He ain't even in front of the house.
Yeah.
Really?
We'll help
Those
you take
things are
that
loud.
305 out of it and put a proper engine in.
Well, it's got a 350 in it.
Sure.
It's got a 305.
We've had this chat before, Cleta. Come on now.
So,
It's
Cletus,
gotta
so
be
if I was to happen to come down there and offer you $2,500 and then not charge you for the fuel that it took me to get there.
If you wanted it, dudes, I'd sell it to you for $2,500.
Oh, we're going to see some horse trading going on.
What I'm saying is, I'm not going to sell it to somebody on the internet for $2,500.
Yeah.
Especially a guy that drives a 70-mile round trip, but comes and doesn't say anything about the price until he gets there, and then offers.
And then test drives it, and then tries to do that.
Oh, did it really?
Good.
That's what you do. What is there not? That's not how you do it.
Well, you don't hit me that low. You try to butter it up. No, this guy, he's like, oh, it drives really nice. It has this little stuff here, but yeah, you told me about that. Yeah, I'm at 2,500. I'm like, nope.
Well, that's where he was at. He was reselling that bad boy.
Well, I'm at get lost. You spent almost that much in gas, bud.
I'm at 4. Yeah, that was
I'm not gonna say I haven't been that guy. So,
I've
been I understand about. You don't. I don't know.
As long as you're cordial about it. I mean, was he a complete jerk?
It's the way he came across too.
Okay, so he's kind of.
He could have sold it to me better. He could have said, "Look, I really like the car. I know this is what I got to do with it. I need to be at this." He's like, "No, I'm at 2,500."
Yeah, because people don't like to negotiate anymore. They just give you a number, or they expect this number, and that kind of stuff makes me mad. You got to work a little bit.
Well, you know what? You're lucky he even came out. Most of them just send you a lowball email.
Well, listen, if they don't show up for the trailer, they're not serious, man.
Oh well, I don't negotiate on the internet.
That's true.
We negotiate. We do it in person. They're like, what do you want us to go on the internet? I'll tell them $1 cheaper, whatever I have it listed as. This is what I do on the internet. You want to negotiate further? Got to be in person.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Oh, I love that. What's the lowest number you'll take? $4,000. That's what I put there.
I would have went $39.99.
Yeah.
I've said that to a dude.
I've done that.
What's your lowest number you take? Well, I've had about 27 people hit me today, so I'm actually going to raise the price to $4,500.
I got $3,400 in it with all the parts and everything. So.
Well, yeah, I'll use the line of, well, I got a little wiggle room, and then when they show up, it's like, yeah, I'll drop it $50.
Exactly.
That's a little wiggle room
to get it out of here. I'm fucking tired of it.
I've done what I've done to a lot of people. They come in and they say, "Okay, I'm going to give you this much less," and then I'll be like, "Well, just so you know, the battery doesn't come with it," and I'll just start taking things off, and then they're just like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And it's like,
They're like, oh, price. Well, let me pull out this Bluetooth radio. Let me pull out the battery. Let me pull out this, the Edelbrock.
Well, that's like when I bought my big flatbed trailer. I hit the dude like, I basically hit him $1,000 under what he wanted. And he's like, for that price, I'd have to take the winch, and it was a fucking no-name winch anyhow. And I didn't think he'd actually pull it because it was a big pain in the ass to pull it. So I was like, sure, man, yeah, that's perfect. It got me where I wanted to be on the price, and he did pull the winch, but he left all of the cabling and everything, to run a new one. So I went to Harbor Freight.
New winch on?
I went to Harbor Freight and got a fucking winch.
Yeah, I watched that
$400 winch.
It was way cheaper than $1,000.
Nice.
Nice. Exactly. I literally didn't think he was going to pull it off though. When he's like,
he called your bluff.
He did, which whatever. I at that point I didn't care because I knew I could put a $200 if I caught it at the right time and right sale Harbor Freight winch on it and save $800. Yeah, no.
The last vehicle I took a bath on that I dealt with somebody that drove from too far away was a 72 Chevy pickup. I had pulled the motor out of it because it was freshly rebuilt motor, had a brand new rebuilt transmission in it, brand new interior, new bumpers, had a bunch of work done to it. And this was when those trucks were not popular, like super popular like they are right now. But I mean, it's 5-bolt wheels, disc brakes. It was the best one you could get. And I had that thing listed at $1,500 as a roller. And this guy comes in and he's like $300. And I'm like, you can't buy the transmission for $300.
That's what
and we went back and forth for a while, and then he was like, well, I'm going to go. And he drove from 3 hours away to come look at this truck with a trailer. And I'm like, I just want this fucking truck gone. And I dealt with so many people. And then he's finally just like, how about 450? And I'm just like, get the fuck out of here. Like, just, I was so pissed about selling to him. And then after it was gone, I was like, I should have taken the fucking bumpers. I should have just started on bolt and shit because the bumpers were worth more than that. The tranny was worth more than that. It was just like, I'll never do this again.
Well, I get a kick out of the people that, they offer you less than half of what you're asking.
Yep.
Like, if you knock it down maybe 20%, I'd talk to you. But
well, it's like I was selling a Harley and I had a guy hit me up, fucking just, hey, we're in the neighborhood, we'll be right over. Can we see it right now? I'm like, yeah, sure. And he rolls up, he's like, and I had it listed for $5,000, and he's like, I'll give you 25 for it. I'm like, no. He's like, oh, okay. I'm like, you're the one that was in a hurry. The thing's been up for literally 1 day. It's not even a full day. And I've had a bunch of people, and I got a guy that says he's going to be here tomorrow with $5,000 cash. So unless you got 5, you can piss off. It's just like, seriously, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Corey, you're right. I wouldn't, if somebody drove with a trailer, I definitely wouldn't budge. When this guy drove, like he said, 70-mile round trip or whatever, I wouldn't budge. I was going to budge barely any, but
no.
Well, see, the reason I sold is because I have this ongoing rule with the wife that says I can only own so many, and there was definitely something else I wanted to buy at the time. So I would like to clarify that portion.
Makes a lot more sense.
Now, as the buyer driving with that trailer, I have been the guy that says, okay, I'm coming to get it. Do you want a deposit? I'll pay you what you're asking. No, it's cool. I phone on the way. I'm halfway there. Hey, I'm still coming to get it. I get there. Oh, I sold it.
Oh, no, we've been fighting. I don't do that to people. If somebody tells me they're coming, even if I have another buyer lined up, I will say, okay,
I'll let you know. I'll let you know if it doesn't work out.
So I'm putting it back up for sale.
Yeah.
Here's the story I have to refute that. I wanted to buy a 67 Buick Riviera 2 years ago. Beautiful 67 Buick Riviera. Drove. The guy wanted $11,000 for it. Beautiful car. I went, I have the cash. I'm going to come get it. I want one of these cars. It's all original. Done. Don't care. I'll come right now. It was 45 minutes away. He's like, oh, it's a perfect car. He shows all the paperwork. I mean, it's original. Okay. Well, I got a guy, and as long as the cashier's check clears after a week, he's going to send a trailer, and it's going to go overseas. And I'm like, yeah, and I got a bridge to sell you. Let me buy this car. So I went back and forth with this guy for like a week, and he's like, no, I'm still waiting. And I'm just like, you're insane. And then you're pissing me off. So then finally, guess what? that whole deal fell through. What? And he calls me back and goes, hey, I'd really like to sell you this car. And I went, well, I'd really not like to buy it because you've officially pissed me off and my money is better than that. Bye.
Honestly, I've already bought another car, but I do have $6,000.
When I was in the market for that flatbed trailer, I drove all the way down probably 2.5 hours to go look at a trailer that when I got there was just the bottom underneath side of it was just rusted, man. Not like out, but like rusted. And of course, that was not in any of the pictures or description or anything. And I'm just like, I once I saw it, I was like, the rust is wish that would have been, documented a little bit better in the picture. Oh, well, it's not that bad, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, not yet. It's a 2-year-old trailer and it's got no undercoating left on anything underneath it. It's going to have to be fixed. That's time. And so I hit him low and he's like, I just can't do that. And I'm just like, well, bye. I drove because he kind of hit me with the, I thought he had an angle on me driving all the way down there and I was like, I'll drive back. I'm not spending fucking trailer that doesn't need to be repainted money on a trailer that needs to be fucking repainted.
Well, it's like when we drove to get the Impala, we drove 7 hours just to pick up that Impala with a trailer. And if it wasn't exactly what that guy was saying, we were going to drive back home. There wasn't no guarantee that we were buying that thing.
Sure.
Yeah. So it was
you gotta be in that. I almost actually ended up with that trailer because my buddy Joe decided to try and package deal this other Subaru he had there at the same time. And he's like,
hey, I noticed you got this shit box.
Yeah, Joe's like, oh, that Subaru with this, we do this number. And dude's like, I gotta think about it, and walks away. And I'm like, I don't want this fucking trailer, bud. Like, I like for like the stupid low price, maybe, but
I'll tell you what, when I went to look at the Fairlane,
they're pretty pricey, dancing.
When we went to look at the Fairlane was 2 hours away. We didn't bring a trailer. We had no intentions of buying it. We just wanted to see the craziness that was this car that they were describing. Yeah. So we literally went up there and the guy's like $5,500, and I'm like, that's about $5,500 too much, sir. So we whittled it way down from there. He just wanted to see it gone. And when we finally bought it, we all kind of stood there and stared at each other like, did we just buy this? How do we get it home? We're going to drive it, I guess.
The fact
true salesman that fellow was is what you're saying.
No, that was a man who was willing to take a bath on that thing.
Well, he got it for free.
Yes.
So it was a win-win for him. He was just tired of it being in his garage. He inherited the car. The worst part of that whole story was the 67 Mustang that was so much more molested. And this poor kid flew from Canada and was going to drive this from South Dakota up into Canada. He said it was a 26-hour drive. And he was just like, yeah, this Mustang is going to be awesome. And me and the owner were like, nope. And the guy texted me right after we left with the Fairlane. He says, I hope you're having better luck with the Fairlane because I got to go get the Mustang.
Oh.
Didn't even make it 100 miles out of South Dakota before that thing.
Oh, blew up?
Yep.
Really?
Well, he was there picking it up while we were looking at the Fairlane, and it's literally leaking oil out on the ground as it's running. And it's just like, I think that's a problem. And it's making all kinds of awful noises. And the guy's like, I don't know anything about the car. I inherited. And the kid's like, it's got a timing gear. That's what that noise is. Don't worry about it. I'm like, you're buying it. And he did. He gave that guy like $7,500 for that Mustang too. So it's just like, nope.
Wow. And then blew it up.
Because it also had 2 4s and a tunnel ram sticking through the hood, which always means, good running car. Gonna go 24 hours straight.
Wow. Have a good one, Country Mile. Wow.
Yep.
All right, boys. I'm probably going to call it myself here.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up here. I was going to say I joined a bunch of LS groups on Facebook.
Don't tell them how long it took you to pull an LS motor.
I'm not telling them shit. I'm just sharing links there.
You're just sharing all the live stream videos.
Not the live stream, but I'm just going to be sharing all the videos to them. So.
Okay. Yeah, no, I like that. Good.
Why not tell them how long it took me to pull it? Come on.
I'm just saying it might not. You're not going to be getting any street cred.
I'm just saying, if you would have gone to a junkyard, they would have kicked you out.
I went to a junkyard. I would
have get these fucking jokes are not going to get any better the further we get into this. And once we're there, it's going to be even worse.
It's going to be worse.
I'm trying to be nice. I'm sorry.
Listen, this is exactly where I want to be when Jesus comes back, is making fun of you two fucks.
Good for that.
Living rent free in your head.
Yeah. I couldn't ask for a better place. Listen, I'm just here living my best life right now, boys.
Oh yeah.
I was in the military. I get my feelings hurt pretty easy.
I know. I sensed that about you.
I definitely have had my feelers rubbed wrong. I tell you what.
I love it when I get rubbed in my feels. That's my favorite.
You should pay her extra. She rub you the right way.
Somebody rubs me the right way in my feelers, and I get mean. Oh,
my kids really do tell me I don't have feelings. So,
oh,
see, I can be pretty nice to people and keep the comments like not personal, but then usually they say something to me. And then I probably take it a little too far, and by the time it's over, they all of a sudden have feelers.
You take it too far. You never.
No, I can't see this.
Not me.
All right, well, we're gonna wrap this up, boys. If y'all want to stay out for 1 second afterward, and
we gotta stay.
Everybody in the chat, boys. We'll see y'all later. Appreciate
it, everyone.
Have a good night, everybody.
Later, everybody.